YouTube seems to have given me an option to go live, so that's Gucci. That's good. That's good. That's awesome. So yeah, how you guys doing? I hope everyone's doing fantastic. I did not share this live stream like I should on Discord, so I'm gonna go ahead and get that taken care of. So is audio good? Is audio working? I switched over to using Pipewire, so fingers crossed that you can hear me. Let's see. I mean, in OBS it seems like it's working, but you know, never know. Perfect. Yumbo Prime, Zero, Steve, how you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing great. Let's see. We need. I'll just say live now. I don't know. We'll just put that live now and then paste the link and add everyone. Boop. I should probably do what Matt's done with his server, where I don't just add everyone. I just, like, you know, have like a role system set up for like notifications if people want them. But yeah, that would require me like spending some time on it. And I just haven't. So let me copy this over. I'm going to put it on Matt's Discord and replace that everyone with nothing, because why not? Red, how's it going? How's it going, everybody? So just so you guys know, I am inside of Wayland right now. We're going to switch over to the desktop here in just a second. We're going to talk about it. We're going to dive in. We're going to do some ricing. Maybe do a little bit of fixing, because I do have a little, like, literally I have probably the smallest issue. I was able to find a workaround for it. It's really not a big deal. The only issue that I've ran into from switching over from like Xorg and DWM and all that stuff to Hyprland and Wayland and Pipewire, literally, I've had no audio issues at all. I mean, I'm using Pipewire Pulse, so it's a little bit of a hack, which also means I still have the same problem I have in Pulse, which means if I reboot my computer, my desktop audio for some reason decides to go down to 30%. But it's fine. I like to use hardware to manage my audio, so I want it at 100%. But it's okay. It's really not that big of a deal. I can just add a little script to do that, and we'll execute it when Hyprland launches. It's really not that big of a deal. But the issue that I did have, like that's like kind of a problem. Wait, hold on. I was just talking about an issue, and I've now forgotten what I was saying. Shit. Wow. Brain fart. What was I saying? I just literally had like a bomb just went off in my brain. Like I don't know what just happened. I was talking about Wayland needing to auto start something, and dude, what happened? Man, my brain exploded there. But yeah, so anyway, can't remember what issue I was talking about. Oh yeah, audio. That's what it was. That's what it was. So I mean, that's really not an issue with anything related to like Pipewire or the switch to Hyprland. That's just the same issue I was having on Pulse. It's just here. It's really not that big of a deal. The only actual issue that I've had because of me switching over to Hyprland is whenever I try to upload something in Chrome, the file picker doesn't come up and Chrome just like freezes. But the workaround to that is just if I need to upload something, use Firefox, and it works just fine. So it's like, it's really not that big of a deal. And it's probably like I just didn't install something and like miss something. So it's really not, I don't think this is a Hyprland problem at all. I mean, since Firefox works just fine, I'm going to assume it's a Chromium problem. Try Vivaldi, baby. Hell fucking no. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I will not. No. Absolutely not. Fundamentally, Vivaldi is not even a browser. It's how would I describe it? It's an office suite that is disguised as a browser. And then on top of that, they're also just like the most, like the developers behind Vivaldi. I don't understand. Like they're the most odd bunch I've ever seen, because they have a really big problem with someone stealing their code, and yet their browser, they like, I'm pretty sure, I like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I shit you not, the last time that I was looking into it, we were talking about maybe the custom code that Vivaldi has written for their browser is like 5% of the code base. Like, and that is a generous as shit estimate on how much code is actually theirs. And they're like really against people taking it, and like they're also proud to say that they're open source, which is, there's just so much about Vivaldi that I just don't understand and like don't care for. So nah. Try WSLG, baby. Dude, what is it with, how has all, like, what's happened? How are all you guys using Vivaldi? Like, when did this happen? Like, when did the cool thing become to use Vivaldi? And why the fuck was I left out of this news memo? Like, come on. Like, what happened? Chromium problem, who would guess? Exactly. And of course, it's not like one of those things where it's like a deal breaker or anything, but it is just, it was annoying as shit, because I was like, oh no, like this was going so perfectly. Everything about Hyprland is so nice. I really like it. And then that happened. I was like, oh man, no, this is not good. I'm either gonna have to spend a lot of time to fix this or whatever. And then I was like, I was talking with Kudu on Discord, and he was like, you know, you could just try Firefox, see if that works. I'm like, oh, I didn't even think about that. I loaded up Firefox and it worked. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. All right, not that big of a deal. Alex, everybody who's coming into the stream, I hope you guys are all doing great. We're gonna switch over to the desktop here in just a second, because we got to do some configuration for my ultra wide, or not my ultra wide. But like Wayland has fixed like a lot, like of how like a lot of the issues that Xorg was having with like proper scaling for my high DPI screen. Like there's a lot of things that Wayland has just fixed. And apparently Hyprland is a window manager that also teaches you to not use Wayland like a dipshit. Because I've been using Wayland improperly every time I've tried to like do a custom Wayland like setup with a window manager before. There's like bits and pieces of things that I needed that like I just wasn't getting and didn't know I needed. Hyprland, their documentation walks you through all that. It's pretty freaking awesome. Just in case the Hyprland like dev ever comes in here and sees this, I just want to make a personal message to you. I think you're a beautiful person, and I love what you've done with your project. And me and it will be making, well, we're going to be making some sweet babies. All right. Yeah, I even posted on Discord. I'm like, I think I'm turning into a simp for Hyprland. Like, it's I've only been using it for like, what, maybe like a waking 4 to 5 hours, and it's fucking awesome. It's really good. Vivaldi is for winners. Maybe. See, like, Steve, I think you're a winner, but I also don't know that Vivaldi is for winners. I just think it's a coincidence that a winner is using Vivaldi. Get what I'm saying? The only shit they have done is the front end and a tiny bit of back end for newer features, mostly Chromium. Yeah. Again, 5% custom code base is a pretty accurate estimate, probably giving them a little bit too much, but we'll go with it. James, how's it going? Welcome. Analytic Minded, how you guys going? Everybody, how you doing? You have to be one of the cool kids to have jumped on the Vivaldi train on time. Like, bro, I'm sorry, I'm just not one of the cool kids. I've actually had arguments with friends of mine that like know nothing about computers and like are hardcore into Vivaldi, because it like, I'm telling you, Vivaldi is just one of those. It's one of those browsers that pisses me off. Like, I just do not like it, and it's mainly just because the install process. Like, it's really not like it's tedious or anything, but every time I try to install Vivaldi, I start freaking out. Like, I actually start losing my shit because I'm like, I just want a fucking browser. I don't want an email client. I don't want like a reminders app. I just want a browser that gives me tabs. Like, I don't even need tab groups, man. I'm not needy. I just want a browser. And that's why Vivaldi is like definitely just not for me. Yeah, Brave is good. Brave is good. I mean, I agree with you though. The crypto shit is like, meh. Like it doesn't provide any value. Like, but Brave Search also, I really like Brave Search. It's really nice. Just trolling you. WSLG lets you run GUI Linux apps on Windows. Oh. I feel like I've heard of that. But I also didn't know that no, I take that back. I haven't heard of that because I thought you could just, I didn't think you needed anything special. I thought just WSL allowed you to run GUI apps now. Like Linux GUI apps on Windows. But then again, I'm not like using Windows. Like if I'm running Windows, I'll just run my Linux apps as native Windows apps, because that's the great thing about open source programs. They're all there. Like even before I started using Linux, I was using GIMP and like Firefox and stuff on Windows, especially back when I was first getting into Linux. Because like, I mean, if you were using Internet Explorer back in the day, you just like truly fucking hated yourself. Like that's the only reason you were using it. Why didn't you go with Hyper instead of Hyprland? Wayland's still too young. No, it's not. I can firmly say it's not. Like it's not. It's not nearly as seamless of an install process as Xorg. Like there's a lot of bits and bobs that you got to get. But I went with Hyprland because I had heard about it. I don't know anything about Hyper, never heard of it. I'm going to assume Hyper is Hyprland, but instead of it being Wayland, it's just native Xorg. But yeah, I'd never heard of Hyper. I had just been hearing about the hype of Hyprland. And yeah, I went ahead and tried it out. And I can say, like, yeah, as long as you set up Wayland properly, it's fine. It's fine. Because I'm pretty sure the Chromium issue is like, I'm pretty sure that's just Chromium. Like, I don't think that's a Wayland or Hyprland issue. Oh, thank you, Dad. Thank you, man. Opera. Opera's fine. Like, I don't have a problem with Opera. I do have a problem with Opera GX, because it's a load of horse shit. All right. Like, I'm sorry, a gaming browser is just stupid. It's so dumb. Oh my God. Like, it's just so fucking dumb. I'm sorry. I can't not swear when I'm saying it's so dumb. It's so dumb. Like, who needs, it's just dumb, okay? Like, it's so dumb. I mean, like, look, if you use Opera GX and you like it, cool, whatever. I'm not saying you're dumb. The project is dumb, okay? No one needs a gaming browser, all right? Like, it's just stupid. The whole idea is stupid. Also, like, what are you doing gaming in your browser? Like, bruh, like, stop. Like, it's not 2004 anymore. Like, you can just download the game. Like, that's an option. Just saying. Tell that to an Nvidia user. Hyprland has a guide on installing and using Wayland on Nvidia. Like, it actually walks you straight through it. So, I mean, I don't know. I've used Wayland on an Nvidia card before. Like, it worked. I mean, it's been like 4 months, but my buddy has an Nvidia card, like a 2080 Super, I think, is what he has. And he was running Wayland like 4 months ago when I was over at his house. So, I mean, I'm sure because it's Nvidia, there's like more issues. I'm sure, like that's definitely a thing. But I mean, he was running it, and he didn't have any problems, or at least not that I saw. Like I wasn't like interrogating him about him using Wayland. He just happened to mention it while we were sitting at the computer. So, Yeah. Yeah, I was in high school too. I had a lot of people say that I was stupid for running Linux. I had a lot of teachers tell me that like they hated me because I would use LibreOffice and the formatting. Like, yeah. Like I can't really blame my teachers though, because it we all know LibreOffice in the past. I don't know about it's been a real long time since I've used LibreOffice, but like back in the day, like I mean it worked to edit Office documents, but then like when you would give it to somebody and they put it in Word, like there was like a 50-50 chance that just the formatting would just explode and like not work. So yay. Uh, Hyprland has the newest everything. This includes Wayland protocols, WL roots, Nvidia. On there is actually quite fine if you don't have super old cards. Yeah, that as far as I know, like it's like you need a certain like driver like and above to be able to run it, but it's like in the mid 400 ranges, so that should cover like most Nvidia cards should work. It seems only me who can't log into Wayland, let alone use it. Yeah, I would try and like just go to the Hyprland website and try it and try following their guide on installing and setting up Wayland. Because I got to be honest, like before I checked out Hyprland, every time I've tried using a window manager setup with Wayland, it's been terrible. Like it's been horrible. It's just been horrible. Hyprland is like their documentation is phenomenal. It's really, really good. Let me show all these. No. Nate. Yeah. All right, let me go ahead and show the desktop. I'm going to move, or can I do that? Oh, well, hold on. I got to move this shit over to my monitor, my ultra wide, but it's like it's a vertical ultra wide, but like I haven't rotated it yet because I don't know how to do that in the documentation. So I'm gonna have to break my neck to read chat while that's over there. But I'm gonna move all of this over here. And oh my God, this is gonna hurt my brain. Let me see. Okay. Oh my God, this hurts so much. Everything's sideways. I can't read chat. All right, let's just show my screen. Boom. And of course, I'm getting a black screen. Because of course I am. Like what? 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 I literally tested this before I started streaming. So hold on, boys. There's going to be an interruption in the stream. I'm going to be right back, but I'm going to stop the stream. I'm going to close OBS, reopen it, and get the desktop to show. I don't know what happened. I don't know. I've been messing around with a lot of stuff, so I have no idea. Start streaming. Bada bing, bada boom. We should be back, and you should be able to see the desktop. Okay. Sorry about that, boys. Brief intermission while we get that working, and I can't read chat to save my fucking life right now. All right. I'm gonna have to do this. All right. Let me just take this and bring it over here. Let's go into this. Let's go to a pop-out chat, and then let me move this back over here because I can't deal with that. So let's see. There's nothing like vaping and then seeing somebody else online, like watching a live stream or a video and someone else vaping at the exact same time you do. Like it's just it's like, oh, like we've broken the fourth wall. Like that's what's happened. I've still yet to try OBS on my machine. I've been procrastinating with it. It's good. As long as you install like the Hyprland like BS, it's fine. Like it works great. I don't know what's happened to me. Like I've become like a major douche like here recently. Like I keep doing this like hair thing. I never used to do this before, but like now every time I go live, like I just like it's just something to do with my hands, and like I've been doing it constantly. I don't know what's happened. Don't use black. It's considered not woke anymore. Oh my God. We're not going to touch that conversation with a 10-foot pole. All right. Let's go to Hyprland. So they've got the website, which, again, just in case anyone from the Hyprland like team or like I don't know if it's just made by one guy. I'm gonna assume it's made by just one guy, but like if there is a team and you guys see this, this website, like again, I am not saying this to be mean at all, but it could be really good. It's just a lot of the CSS is just not there, which is surprising given how amazing this window manager is visually. So if anyone from the Hyprland team sees this, just do a little bit more work on the actual page itself, because it doesn't represent how clean and how like visually appealing Hyprland is. It doesn't communicate that great. But let's move on to the important part, their fucking wiki. This is probably the best documentation I've seen for a window manager, especially one that's using Wayland. That's not like, you know, it's already going to be a little bit more complicated to go through. It's great. So it goes through like installing Hyprland, and then like once you get it installed, you go through the start configuring, but it also does like remind you in here. I can't remember where it is, but once you start going through the configuring part, it does actually tell you to go down here to the must-haves. And so like it's just it's really not like the way that this is all set up is really nice. And the way that Hyprland works too is also extremely smooth. So there is no like reloading the window manager. You just save the config file and the window manager reloads. I don't know why on earth this is not the standard way that it's done for every window manager ever, but it's okay. It's all good. So let's see. Can you get chat up on your iPad? Yes, I definitely could. I was just lazy and not thinking about it. But yeah, I could definitely do that. Darth Vader, how's it going? How's it going? Baxry, I probably butchered the pronunciation of that, as I do with most usernames, but go to the wiki for monitor rotating. Don't worry. I've been to the wiki for monitor rotating, but I'm having a wee bit of an issue with it. It's probably just me I'm misunderstanding how it should be done, but it's okay. We'll get to that in just 1 second. But yeah, I want to catch up on chat, and I also just want to say, if you haven't gone through the Hyprland's wiki, I highly recommend it. It is phenomenal. Like the documentation is so good. They really have outdone themselves. It is very nice. It's called a stress tick. It means you probably need to do something other than your normal. Actually, that is extremely correct. I actually have been I'm not normally a very anxious or stressed out person, but I mean, with me starting up a new business, me and my sister's business, we're getting like a boarding facility and managing getting property or like opening a business, like a physical business location, is just a pain in the ass. Like there's so much work. So like, yes, here lately I've been really stressed out. So that probably is it. I'm trying to manage it like pretty well. Like it's hilarious to me that normally I'm not that stressed out and I smoke a decent amount of weed. Now that I've been stressed out here recently, I've like really cut back on my smoking, which just doesn't make sense. It does not. I should probably just relax and chill some more. It's made by one guy, me. Wait, really? That ended up happening? Well, hopefully you weren't in here earlier because there's going to be a very embarrassing part of this live stream where like I'm 100% simping hard for you. So, dude, you've done an amazing job, like a fucking killer job with it. It is awesome. Like this is really good. I definitely will be using this for quite a while. All the effort has gone into WM and not the website. That's for sure. That's for sure. I mean, it's not like the website's bad at all. The website's not bad. It's just the window manager is so damn good. God. And I will have a bar here soon. We're going to set up Wibar and do all that stuff. But I really had quite a bit of work to do this morning. So like I haven't been able to like configure, do all that much. So yeah, I might want to redo it though. Kind of does stink. I mean, it's not bad. Like it's not bad. It's just it doesn't reflect how polished the window manager is. Because the website, I mean, again, all of the aspects that are there are good and look good. It's just, it doesn't look as cohesive as I mean, like literally the default config for Hyprland is pretty fucking good. Like it's nice. So like, I'm just all around very impressed with it. It's a very nice window manager. And I don't even have like a lot of shit configured. Like I pretty much put in like the main shit I need. So like, let's go ahead and check out my config. We'll go ahead and talk about that. So let's do this. Vim into my Hyprland config. So like, I guess I'll go ahead and break it down because like, it is extremely simple how Hyprland works. Instead of like doing start X, like if you're like me and like you just log into a TTY and then start X, Hyprland, you do a capital H Hyprland, and it'll run a script that you should make. The documentation goes through this, but you make a little script. Luckily for me, I keep all my scripts already in .local/bin. So, I mean, I don't know, maybe a lot of people keep them in different places, but documentation recommends putting it here, which that's where I keep all my shit anyway. So it's a very simple script. Like this is pretty much all that's required. You can do more for it. I think this is what's called the wrapper script. I think that's what it's referred to as. I'm not sure. I'm a troglodyte. All right. I'm lucky to still be alive. I'm so dumb, but like, look, it's a pretty simple, straightforward little script. Nothing really too special. Like literally the only thing I changed here was the X cursor size because we've got a 4K screen. So like I just like my cursor to be a little bit bigger. That way I don't have to look for it. And then exec Hyprland. Very simple script. And so you can do just executing Hyprland with capital H or with the actual Hyprland like script that you make. Hyperstart is what I called mine. I mean, you can do whatever. That's how you would launch it. So it's nothing too complicated about that. It's literally just a little wrapper script. And then you got your, oh, no. What? Hello? Why do you not let me go up? Okay, I don't give a shit. I don't know what's going on. I didn't get enough sleep last night too, so let's just go ahead and tell you that right now, boys. So the way the script or the configuration file works, also very simple. So like you configure your monitors at the top. I've got my 4K monitor set up with, well, you give it the name of the monitor, the resolution and refresh rate, position, and then scale. And so my scale is 1.25. Again, it's a 4K. I don't want the text to be super fucking tiny. And then I've got my ultra right over here, which we need to work on this one and get this one working. Excuse me. So, good Lord. Hold on, let me get a sip of something. Okay, so as far as I can tell from the documentation, you should just put transform to or transform like after the name and then comma, and then they've got the different options. So if we go into monitors here, might have to move chat here in a second, but So let's go to rotating and the default workspace. So just move this here. So where is it? Here it is. Yeah, right there. If you want to rotate a monitor, use monitor equals name transform, and then the transform, and transform is an integer from 0 to 7 corresponding to your transform of choice. 90 degrees, or 0, which would be no, like none is just normal. Then you got 90 degrees, 180 degrees, 270 degrees, all that stuff. What Discord? We don't have hashtag videos and hyper develop. Oh, yes, link it in the description. Yeah, dude, if you want to pop into a call, yes, let's talk. Let's do it. I'm so game. Let's do this. Wait, hold on, videos. Hold on. I'm gonna hop into streaming. If you join the Discord, just so you know, go into the lobby, into the voice section. But just so you know, if you can't join it, I'm pretty sure there's like a 10-minute timeout on like stuff on the Discord channel. So we might have to wait for that, or I can see if I can like bypass that timer for you. Hold on, let's check this out. Let's see if I can bypass the timer. Let's see, go into welcome, Backstreet. Yes, sir. Let's see. Let me just go ahead. I'm going to give you an admin role on the Discord server. Why not? All right. I'm going to make you a big bad boy on the server. Yep. Now you're in. Cool. All right. Yo, how's it going, man?
Oh, hello. Oh, what? Jesus Christ, the delay between the stream. It just sounds weird.
Yeah, it's going to be a little wild.
Hi. I made Hyprland. I'm known for that on the internet.
Well, you have really outdone yourself, man. This is really nice. I like it.
Oh, thanks. By the way, regarding your monitors, the transform line is just a separate line. It has to be below the rule.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, I was. It's kind of a mess now because I just didn't want to invalidate people's configs, but I just want to move all of this to the new parameter system for monitors. But I know it's still in beta, but I don't like breaking people's configs.
Yeah, but this is just. I think you've done a really good job with this, man.
Yeah, my girlfriend said the same.
Oh shit. Okay, so now I need to do. Okay, so it does need to be flipped. So let's see. So that would be flip 90 degrees. That would be fire. So.
Someone said in the chat the echoing voice of God himself. I think they're referring to you.
Oh wait, am I coming through all messed up? Hopefully my voice isn't messed up too bad. So wait, hold on. Why are you? Wait, hold on. So 90 degrees one gives me the same thing as 5.
Darth Vader dating almost sounds like me. Do I sound like Darth Vader? I don't know. I don't think.
I don't think so. No.
I just sound like a kid on the internet.
Why?
What's the issue?
So flipped 90 degrees and just 90 degrees both give me the same thing. Like my ultra wide is like it's upside down. I mean it flipped it right, but it's upside down. Now,
isn't it 270 then?
Oh wait. I'm gonna. It's amazing I made it to the age that I have. Hold on. 3 is the right one. Yeah, boy. All right. Sick. Okay. Well, that was simple enough. Surprisingly enough, I don't even think it should have taken me nearly that long. But you know, I'm just lucky to be alive at this age. So
I just remember how long it took for me to get transforms done because I never rotate my monitors, and people were just asking me like within the first month or two of Hyprland to just like add scaling and add transforms, and I was like, I don't do that. I can't be arsed, but like people would just insist to add that in. I remember because I still
hold on.
sucked at matrices.
Give me 1 second. Hold on, he said, turn down God if he's on your speakers. We hear you fine. So, wait, hold on. Go ahead and give me some talking.
Hello, 1, 2, 3.
Huh. Okay, so echo cancellation is supposed to be working, but it's not. So give me just 1 second. I'll go plug in some headphones.
A voice of the Chad. Yeah, Zany is definitely a Chad.
Oh, thank God, I came so freaking close to spilling coffee all over my keyboard.
No need to thank me.
So, hopefully, now that I've got my like headphones plugged in, people won't have to deal with an echo. So, how long have you been working on Hyprland for?
It started in March because I the story is actually pretty funny. I started Hyper, the window manager, in like December of 2021. And then I showcased it on Unix Porn, and I was like, you know, guys, hi, I made a window manager. And there was some asshole that was like bashing that I made a window manager for Xorg, calling Xorg an old piece of shit and stuff like that. He got downvoted to oblivion because he was like really rude. But I told him that, you know, whenever I get the opportunity, I sure can make a Wayland compositor. Like a couple more people told me that. So at the time I had an Nvidia card. I had a 1080 Ti. So like I just tried to test if it would work, and I tried to launch DWL, Sway, and stuff like that, and they just didn't want to work because I didn't know the workaround stuff like that. So I just ditched the idea altogether. But then I had an idea that I could just buy an AMD card, and then so I did like I bought my RX 6700 XT. And the first thing normal people do when they get a new GPU is they launch some games. What I did was I just opened VS Code, I clicked new project, and I just typed Hyprland and just started coding instead of playing any games. And that's kind of how it started. And it started in March when GPU prices were like, I overpaid for this card a lot. This 6700 XT, I bought it in March and I paid like $1,400 for it. And it was used.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
I can't hold on. I can't say too much though, because I paid like well over $600, like more on the side of just over $700 if you include taxes for a 6600 XT. So like,
yeah, I paid like 1,300. I don't know. I don't remember the exchange rate back then. Yeah, but just I used Red Devil. And I remember I came to the guy because it was just a used card, and he was like, yeah, I used it in a crypto miner. What are you going to use it for? Also a crypto miner? And I was like, no, I just don't like Nvidia. And he was like really confused what the fuck I'm talking about. He kind of just like, okay, give me the money, I give you the card, just like go away.
you broke his brain. He was like, what? In his mind, he's like, Nvidia makes the big bucks. What are you talking about?
And that's kind of how Hyprland started, and it kind of gained some traction. I would say way more than my window manager, Because also, like, after a year, a month of making it, I made a post on Unix porn. It kind of got like 2,000 upvotes, and then a month later, I made another one, and it got like, it's like the top 8 of this year posts on the entire subreddit, and it just kind of got the ball rolling. I met some nice people, some less nice people. I just kind of kept developing it because I don't have anything better to do in my life. University is too boring.
Well, I'm glad you're not working on anything else, because just so I get this straight, you've been working on this for less than a year.
Yeah, March till now, so like 9 months, yeah, something like that.
I have to be honest. I am like, I understand that this is like, it's beta, like it's new and stuff. I am extremely surprised at how awesome you've made. Like, I'm very surprised to hear at how young it is, just because the documentation does a better job of not just getting your window manager installed and set up, but the entirety of a Wayland system set up. Like, there almost nothing is missed in the documentation.
Yeah, because people usually come from Xorg and just like completely don't know what's going on.
You're describing me.
Yeah, and like that's why we need a good wiki to just kind of like go step by step through what you need to do to just like get the most out of Wayland that you can currently. Although I'm gonna tell you that you are probably the first person to actually praise the wiki. Everybody else just shits on it, that it's completely garbage, and it has been a recurring theme ever since we started. Like, just that the wiki is completely terrible and it's unreadable and stuff like that, and people still think that.
What? I'm like,
Yeah,
I
like
consider myself an idiot. Like, I'm like, this is really clean. It's nice.
I also thought that like the last time I updated the quick start, I was just, the quick start page. I was just completely pissed because people were telling me that they don't understand the wiki, so I just like made it like idiot proof, like complete step by step what you need to do, and it just kind of got to that point that we actually feel that people that trash talk the wiki actually just didn't read it.
That
They just
has to
kind of
be
like
it.
say the wiki is bad because after reading 3 sentences, I don't have a fully functioning desktop.
I mean, that has to be. I don't understand how anyone could complain. Like, as somebody who has tried to use Wayland window managers before, using Wayland with like a desktop environment is fine. It works just fine.
Yeah.
Also, Zany, sorry, whoops, I read my own username. Steve, if you want to hop into the call, we'll definitely do it here in just 1 second. But there's one thing I've got to address. I need to move my ultra wide's like position further away, because the floating window and my mouse are duplicated on both, because I'm pretty sure I set it to where they're overlapping. So I got to fix that in just a second. But then I'll get you in the call. So I need to add 1080 to 2160, which requires me to do math, and because I would.
Oh yeah, if you have scaled and transformed displays, that's gonna be some math.
Oh yeah. Shit. Okay, so the scale on my 4K display is 1.25, and then
The offset should be 2160 divided by 1.25.
Okay, so 2160 divided by 1.25, 1728. 1728. And wait, hold on. Do I need to add the width of the ultra wide to that?
No, that's just the offset,
Okay.
the position. Unless you want to move it down, then.
When it comes to this kind of stuff, okay.
Oh wait, which one is transformed? Because I already got lost.
So
your monitor on the right is.
Yeah, the 4K display
is so it's
0.
Yeah, so it's 3840 divided by 125.
Okay.
Because I thought your DP1 was rotated. I was like, whoops.
Yeah, see, like this is why I say, like, I have to praise the wiki, because it is very much idiot proof, and
yeah,
like I am that idiot, and I'm very, very surprised to hear that people complain about the wiki. That is like mind blowing to me.
I mean, Brody made a video like 3 months ago, no, 2 months ago, maybe even less. And he brought some good points about the wiki that we actually applied.
Mhm.
But there weren't, only one was critical that the wiki wasn't versioned, which is a fair point because it wasn't. And kind of if you're using a binary version, then yeah, some features won't be available. But apart from that, like the points were like kind of meh.
Yeah, I mean,
Then you
like,
get some asshole that comes into the Discord and is like, "Yeah, I've read the entire wiki and I don't understand how to do this." And we link the wiki page that he claims that he read, where it literally is just written what he has to do.
mhm. Like I don't know. To me, I have a lot of respect when it comes to people who do open source projects, especially when it comes to like new tech or new stuff. When it comes to open source, just because most people, it's kind of like it when you're on the bleeding edge of features and stuff in Linux and open source. It's almost exactly like trying to run in like an Android or iOS. Like, well, there's not any iOS, but Android like emulators where kids come in, they just want to play a game. They're not willing to learn anything, and when they
Yeah.
install a ROM and it doesn't just open, they're like, your shit program is broken. And
Yeah.
like, it's not a fair criticism.
I mean, it's weird that you call them kids when we have one very popular adult that does exactly the same. His name is DistroTube.
Actually, you know what's funny? The reason I even considered, like, or not really considered, but found out about Hyprland was I missed Derek's live stream because we played Zero AD the night before that, and then
Yeah, I heard you told us yesterday on the stream.
yeah, so like we were playing it, and then like I told him I was going to be there, but I ended up getting busy, so I was rewatching it, and there was just this one guy in chat. I during my live stream, I think it was like I can't remember what it was, but I did a live stream and I was talking. I even showed off the chat because this dude, like, every 2 or 3 minutes would be like, "Hey, are you going to do a video on Hyperland? Are you going to do a
Yeah.
video on Hyperland?" And then there's a couple other guys that was like, "I'd be down for a Hyperland video." And so, like, after I kept seeing it in chat, I'm like, I'm going to go ahead and give it a try. I'll check it
I
out.
remember DistroTube actually commented on that idea because someone like I think like almost half a year ago posted on his subreddit that he should review Wayland compositors, and they listed like a bunch of them, including Hyperland. And DistroTube just said that no, because it's Wayland and Wayland sucks for us creators. That's it.
I mean,
So like,
I'm going to defend him here. Maybe a year ago, he had a point. Like Wayland was one of those. Wayland has been one of those things where it is surprising how fast it has matured, and how fast it's changed. Like, for example, wait,
I
what?
have the exact opposite feeling. I am in Wayland protocols and it's super fucking slow. Getting anything merged into Wayland protocols is just a massive pain
Well,
because it's so corporate. Like,
well,
it's
from
pain.
the end user's perspective, it a lot of the issues that I have with Wayland, if I wait 2 months, there's a 90% chance it won't be there anymore. Which I
If you're
also
KDE.
well, I was gonna say it doesn't seem like that's everybody's experience, but it has been mine.
Yeah, if you go into our, I mean, my technically organization, we have the entire ecosystem of Hyperland, and we even have Hyperland protocols because some protocols just are taking so goddamn long to get merged that I just got pissed and made my own, and that's why we have XDG Desktop Portal Hyperland, so that we can use those protocols so that you can, for example, share singular windows on Hyperland, because you can, and you can't on Sway, and you can't on anything, but you can on KDE and GNOME. So like, why shouldn't we be able to?
Yeah. Also, I will say that was one of the parts that I really did enjoy about the wiki, because the way that it was explained, like why you would need it, or like why it exists, and what and also how you should go about installing it, is just
Yeah.
remarkably simple. Like, that's one of the things that, especially when it comes to like other Wayland all compositors and window managers, they normally don't, like, if they're using something specialized, they don't explain why. They're just like, you need this, and that's it.
You're like, do this and or die.
Yeah. Hold on, let me drag Steve in here. Steve wants to make this a three-way call.
Hi, Steven.
Hi. How you doing, Steve?
Hey.
Hello.
Distro maintainer here. Just wanted to be part of this awesome conversation because there's a community build coming that's being worked on that was supposed to be using Hyper versus Hyprland because since I'm the boss and I don't see Wayland being mature enough yet, especially for an Nvidia guy. And when you mentioned 1080 Ti, that's what I got. I have a 1080 Ti, and I cannot even log into Wayland, let alone use it. So I was like, it's a good job that you created an X11 version and a Wayland version, but is the X11 version still being maintained? I just wanted to know
No.
that.
Short note, no. I mean, I am accepting PRs. I am reviewing them, but I am not working on it anymore.
So
And-
you're concentrating now more on the Hyper.
Yeah, Hyper is basically like very bare bones compared to Hyprland. Like, Hyprland has way more going on than Hyper. Hyper was like let me remind you, when I started Hyper, I was like 18. So it was just something that I did out of boredom. But like Hyperland, because of how much it has grown, I actually took like really seriously. So like I just don't backport stuff to Hyper anymore. Because I just, with Hyperland, I noticed my mistakes that I did with Hyper, and in order to mitigate those mistakes and port many features, I would have to just basically rewrite the entire thing.
Yeah, from a distro maintainer, I agree with what you said, but since I cannot log into Wayland, I really want?
We have an Nvidia page, and you have
I know,
to
I saw that.
add a couple of kernel arguments, and it should work then. There's even an AOR package that does the patches for like flickering and stuff that I think actually got fixed with like some recent drivers. But yeah, I've not used Nvidia since then, so I can't help you much. But there are some people on the Discord server, on our Discord server, that actually
there's a distro maintainer. I don't know if you heard of Arca Linux.
Yeah, he makes a lot of videos about Hyprland. They always pop up on my watcher.
Yeah, and he recently made videos on how to get Hyprland to work with Nvidia. But he kept pointing out that you had in the wiki, okay, recommended, not recommended, stuff like that. Your wiki is amazing, and I really want to mimic that for Zero Linux. That's my distro, but. Since I'm not into window managers yet, I'm open to the idea, but I'm more of a KDE guy. But Hyprland is really, really, I don't know how to put this other than it's getting the love it deserves. That's the only way I can put it, because it's amazing what you did with this. I love the reason I use KDE is because of all the animations and visual things you can do with it. But with Hyprland, I read the wiki, the beginning of the wiki, and I watched a video on how to configure it. It's you made things so simple and so easy to understand. It's like even easier than i3.
Yeah, actually, you bring up a good point, Steve. Like we've talked about how much, like, well, just to put it in layman terms. All right, we've talked about the dipshits you've had to deal with, but have you actually been getting like a lot of support and like praise for Hyprland?
Well, in our own way, because I can't say I'm the nicest guy to ever exist. There's actually an entire story of people that hated our Discord server because, well, we kind of don't really have a policy that, people can't be phobic and stuff. We just kind of let people talk. as long as it doesn't break like Discord's TOS. So we had some people that really disliked our community because it's just the fact that you're way older than me probably, both of you. I'm young and I just don't like being corporate. Like I hate that. I just want to talk to people, help them solve their problems, and off you go. I don't need to like add please and thank you every second word. So we just kind of let it slide. But yeah, we have support. I would say that especially my moderators like Fuffy and Raf, they even through all the insults that we throw at each other, they're very supportive. And a lot of people, especially because we do also like censuses, so we like give people a survey if they want to fill it. It's anonymous. It's stuff like, what do you like? What do you dislike? So we can, so I can better, direct the development. And yeah, a lot of the comments there are really, really positive, and I really, really like that because, well, you just kind of feel good when people actually enjoy your software and you see it growing. Like from one census to another, more and more percent of people actually claim to use solely Hyprland instead of using something else or using Hyprland in conjunction with something else because, I don't know, Hyprland is unstable or doesn't suit their needs best. But generally, yeah, I would say we got a fair bit of hate and a fair bit of praise.
I like the distinction there because like it sounds like the wider community is the one that like, or how do I put this? The community that isn't necessarily running Hyprland but knows about it or might be interested in it is mixed. But it, like the way you describe it, it seems like the people who are actually using it and filling out surveys are actually the ones who are happy, which makes sense. Because I mean, I got to be honest, like. I've had bad experiences with Wayland, so I've enjoyed talking shit about it for a long time. But I mean, I would probably talk shit about it because it's a Wayland project. But now that I've tried it, like I can't do that. Like that's an ignorant statement. Like it's very good. It's very, very good.
I also find that true because most people that badmouth Wayland just usually haven't tried it, and you can see that by the arguments they give, which are usually either outdated or just wrong. I agree that Wayland has its problems, but it's getting really, really just to the point where the problems it has is solving them would introduce more issues than that we had with X11 in the first place.
I would agree. I would 100% agree with that one, because most of the problems with Wayland are not Wayland specific problems. It's more along the lines of the applications not yet getting updated to support Wayland. Than Wayland being the problem. But I am one, as you said, people haven't tried Wayland. That's why they badmouth it. And unfortunately, I kind of fall under this thing. I sometimes badmouth Wayland because I cannot even use it on my 1080 Ti without having to add arguments to grub and do all these DRM things in the backend and stuff. This is since I'm a distro maintainer and I'm maintaining a distro, I cannot have users do that. Not all users are advanced enough to be able to do that. So I ship a distro with X11 that doesn't require anything from the user to work.
Well, and also it's one of those things where you don't want to like have 99% of it set up and forget one thing that's critical for Wayland, and then all of your users bitch and complain at you, and you're like, oh shit,
and
my bad.
just comes in and says no.
I haven't been able to use Wayland for the longest time. I really want to try it out. The only time I was able to log into it was when I since I maintain KDE only, but I decided to create GNOME as well. That's when I was able to log into it. When I started working on the GNOME edition of Zero Linux, it logged me in automatically to Wayland without even knowing. I started using my applications; they were working, everything was okay. I was like, why is everything so smooth? What did I install? And suddenly I figure out that I was on Wayland. But since I'm not a GNOME person, yeah, but since I'm not a GNOME user, I didn't get to use it for a long period of time because I'm a KDE person. I will not budge from KDE until I get bored of it, and it's been 2 years, and I'm not getting bored from it. But when I saw Hyprland, now I have an itch called Hyprland.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I respect your choice of KDE.
So one of the things that I do have to ask is, what's your opinion of the other Wayland compositor like window managers and their default configs? Like when you look at your own default config and how the window manager is presented, what is your opinion of other alternatives like Sway and River, their defaults?
That's an awkward question. That's an awkward question because of two things. First of all, I've only used Sway like 3 times in my life, and I never configured it. I just used to use i3, which I hated, and it just automatically used that config. Mm-hmm. I never configured Sway. I just had to use it like 2 or 3 times once I had to confirm that a bug was actually a WL roots bug, so I launched Sway. Once I just broke something so bad that I had to log into Sway. But that's it. And for other Wayland compositors, I have not used a single one. I've not used River, not used DWL, I've not used Cagebreak, I've not used LabWC, I've not used any WM. Basically, I've been running only Hyprland on all my machines since like April. And it was really painful in the beginning because there was this one bug that took me 2 weeks to actually hunt down that it was a goddamn typo that just made it so that whenever you opened the preferences menu in Firefox and you closed it, the entire compositor would crash. I just continued using Hyprland despite that. Whatever, bro. What am I gonna do? Go back to X11? Yeah.
Well, so you actually bring up something that's interesting. So I have the only bug that I have experienced on Hyprland, which this very well could be a Chromium bug, it could be a Wayland bug, I'm not sure. But in Chromium, if I try to open up, like if I try to upload a picture or anything, no file picker comes up and Chromium just freezes.
Are you launching Chromium in Wayland? Chromium by default launches in X11 mode, which is kind of yuck.
That definitely could be it. I did not know that.
So the stupid thing with Chromium.
So it's falling back to X-Wayland. Yeah.
All apps, literally all apps except Chromium use environment variables to like force Wayland. In Chromium, you use flags. So you can't do it globally, you have to do it locally, and different Electron apps use different files to get that. So usually you can put the flags in .conf/electron-flags.conf and it will work. But for example, VS Code will just ignore them. In Chromium, I think you can also go into config preferences or whatever it's called in Chromium and like force Ozone Wayland, because like you just have to search for Ozone and click Wayland and restart it. Easy way to tell whether you are running X11 or Wayland is to open any pop-up menu. If it fades in, it's in X11. If it doesn't, then it's in Wayland.
Huh. Okay.
Preferences or something. Because in X11, everything is a goddamn window, which is absolutely terrible. But in Wayland, it isn't.
So since Vivaldi is a Chromium browser, I have to do that.
Oh yeah, I can
Vivaldi
see it
as
fades.
well.
Yeah, you're in X11. I can see it fades. Oh, if you're using scaling, it's probably also blurry.
It is. It is.
Yeah. Oh no, you have to go like Chrome preferences or something like that. Config, I think it's called in Firefox. In the nav bar, it's like config or something.
Oh, is it config?
Oh, there we go. Preferences.
Wait, hold on. So it's preferences. Either
config or preferences.
All right. Well, I'll search preferences first. Nothing. Okay, so we'll try config. I've literally never dived into. Nope, that doesn't work either. So hold on.
What?
Config, preferences, Chrome.
I think it's about config.
Chrome settings, content notification. No. Is it just what the?
Wait, Chrome, Force, Ozone, Wayland.
It's about config, isn't it?
That's on. That's it on. But that's in Firefox. It's Firefox. I hate Chrome.
Chrome //
And everybody and Zany included hates Vivaldi.
Yep. Dude, like, look, if you
oh
like
God,
Vivaldi, like,
Are you kidding me? It's about :flags.
Okay,
It's about :flags.
No, nothing.
Without the Chrome. It's just
Just about flags.
and it's without the it's a colon and not a dash.
Oh, okay.
About :flags.
This just goes to show how often I do this stuff in Chrome. Which would be
And now
never.
search for ozone, and it should find the ozone properties.
Wayland. Yes. Relaunch. Oh, look at that. Holy shit. That looks way fucking better. Oh my lord. Oh my lord.
Magic.
Oh my lord. That's so much better. Wow.
Suddenly in Wayland.
So how can you do that for Electron apps? Because there's a lot of Electron apps that don't work.
So I can paste you the flags because I launch it from the. Do I have it in config elect? Oh, there you go. Yeah. So basically, where can I screenshot? General chat. There we go. I plopped what I have. This should work for all Electron apps except for VS Code. I think. Unless VS Code have finally fixed it. Yeah, it's just config electronflags.conf and just forces Wayland.
So it's a configuration file that I save where?
Yeah. It's in on the bottom. You can see it's Vim. It's in home.config electron-flags.conf.
And Guri's tech, just so you know.
Cool.
So I don't ever do any of that.
That's done.
in
Electron apps can
It's
do
also in the wiki,
problem.
by the way.
I'm still going through the wiki. I'm not used to reading that much, even though I'm an Arch-based distro. I did all that just by trial and error without reading the Arch
It's
wiki.
actually the last note in the master tutorial. It's force apps to use Wayland.
Yeah, I'm working on my own wiki.
Most apps will just use it by default, but Chromium just decided to not. I think it actually does for some reason on Sway, but it just doesn't on Hyprland. I don't know why.
Oh, wait, hold on. So now I've got another question. And again, this is probably a stupid question, but when I go over into any Firefox did the same thing, which since it works just fine with uploading stuff, I'm going to assume it also defaults to using Wayland. My cursor switches over to a Dwayda inside of this instead of what I have it set to, like in GTK and all that
if
stuff.
If you go onto the wiki, if you ask any question, I'm gonna just reply with it. If you go to the wiki, and you click on the FAQ, you have a big list of the FAQ, and you can see there is a how do I change me cursor. It's kind of annoying because GTK and Qt kind of do it differently. Yeah, but you kind of.
How do I change me cursor? Oh my god, this is great. Use a tool like LX Appearance to change GTK cursor. Okay, that's super simple.
The best part, hypercontrol set cursor will work for everything except GTK. And then for GTK, you have to do something else and actually then alter the G settings.
That's the problem for GTK. Cross framework use is makes things messy. Like for me, using GNOME, don't use Qt apps. GNOME, you're using KDE, don't use GTK apps. But unfortunately, that cannot be the case on KDE because everything is GTK these days, more than it is Qt.
So I do have one question. So when it comes to exec once, I know I can do the and run multiple commands, but is it more common to have multiple exec once lines, or are you even allowed to do that? I haven't tried.
Depends completely on your preference. You can have a billion of them, and they will just work fine.
Okay.
It's just that every exec once is just one process. So
Gotcha.
it's like one shell process because it spawns a shell and then the shell executes your command. So I have probably like 20 of them. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10. Like 4 commented. It doesn't matter. It's just easier to organize if you have like multiple of them because you can comment out one program.
Yeah. So let's see. We need to do hyperctl. What is it? Set cursor. Cursor, and then I have no idea what the theme is. The theme's name is I'm using. It's just a little Alex appearance. I've got to do like a lot of. You
can also use NWG look. I heard it's more like up to date or something. I just use Alex appearance.
Why is your Rofi white?
Because it's actually Wofi. Well, I switched from Rofi to Wofi, and I haven't done anything to Wofi at all.
Wofi should pick up your GTK theme, but you can also style it. Mine is kind of like.
Well, wait. If why is it not picking up my GTK theme then? Because I've got it set in Alex appearance.
No clue. Honestly, no clue. You can use custom CSS then. Yeah, you can have the cat push in Frappo standard mode.
Did you all notice something about Hyprland? Everybody's using a gray, purple, neonish color scheme. Everybody is using almost the same rice.
No. I am using on my desktop. I have like a completely black and white theme for everything. On my laptop, I have a. Well, I don't need to tell you. The second screenshot in the README is my laptop. So.
I've seen a lot of videos, and in all those videos, everyone is using approximately the same config.
Oh, by the way, if you have exec ones, it will exec only on start.
I figured that. Plus, also I've got whole. Oh, no,
you can run this in your shell, though. It should take effect instantly.
Ooh, okay. We'll do that. Although,
yeah, fair warning, some apps might need a restart, and also GTK will ignore that. GTK should instantly pick up the cursor when you do the gsettings command, though, from my experience.
Yeah, great job on that window manager. It's getting more popular by the day.
Jesus Christ! I just entered into Mexico because my W sunset turned on the blue light filter. I'm suddenly in Mexico.
I'd have to close out all my instances of Chrome, and I'm not going to do that. It's all good. We'll get the cursor next time. But yeah, so. I mean, is there anything that you like? Because pretty much, I think my plan is as soon as I hop off this call, I'm just going to start ricing this. Is there anything that you would like to talk about, mention, just anything that we haven't talked about that you'd like to when it comes to Hyprland?
When it comes to ricing it?
Well, no, not just ricing it, but just in general. Is there anything about Hyprland that we haven't talked about that you'd like to mention or discuss?
Well, you haven't talked about 90% of Hyprland, but...
Oh, I know, 100%. But is there anything like in particular that you'd like people to know about, like when it comes to Hyprland?
A lot of people request from me features that can be done by scripting. And scripting in Hyprland is really powerful. If you want to go to the wiki and see the IPC and hypercontrol pages, I have a ton of information of what you can do. So I think that that's just a feature that people kind of don't notice, but you can really do a lot of it. It's in the biggest category of configuring. It's using hypercontrol, configuring Hyprland, then using hypercontrol. Then you have IPC. IPC sends events whenever you do something. Hypercontrol controls stuff. I think that's a cool thing because the rest is just pretty self-explanatory. You have like gradients, animations, curves. Actually really like a new feature like dim around that I added that dims around the window, which is really useful for like password manager prompts. I use that for my key pass prompt. Stuff like that.
Okay.
But
Like, I'm gonna have so much fun playing with it around. Yeah,
I would
like,
just say have fun.
I definitely will, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun messing around with. And also, thank you for coming on and like actually talking about it. It's really awesome. It's very incredible to actually be able to talk to you like pretty much on my first day of using it. That's awesome.
I scrub the entire interwebs daily, so whenever someone says the word Hyprland online, I probably have read their sentence.
Awesome. Well, just try not to pay too much attention when I'm fumbling around, because I'm not perfect, and there's definitely, if you pay attention to like me and Hyprland, I'm probably going to do about 3,500 stupid things with this.
That's actually good because it shows where I could explain stuff better, so that the next person that configures Hyprland or does something will notice it more easily somewhere. So, just out of curiosity, you're using the bin version or the Git version?
I'm actually not I think I'm actually not even sure. Wait, hold on. Let me go to installing, which one I used.
There's a bin version? There's a bin version?
I think I'm actually just using regular.
Hyprland bin and Hyprland Git.
I think I'm just using the release version, the Hyprland.
Yeah, so if you want maximum fun, I recommend going into Git, because I release like every 2, 3, 4 weeks, and you actually, if you haven't noticed, you're on the Git version of the wiki. It's like the first thing in the nav bar. So I actually don't know if dim around is in 20.1. No.
Well,
but you didn't get the shiny new error bar, which is kind of sad.
Actually, no, I didn't. Well, I mean, I don't know about shiny new one, but I did get an error. That's for damn sure.
Yeah,
when I was messing around with
21, it's still old and boring. In the Git version, it's now animated, shiny, and cool.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I was just bored.
Well, all right, man. I'm gonna hop off this call and start playing with it, and hopefully not force you to sit here and watch through it all, because I'm sure as the developer, this is going to be painful to watch. But
always is. Don't worry, I'm used to it.
Well, hopefully I'll be able to provide some entertainment.
Well, you got me for entertainment.
Boy, well, all right, y'all. I'm gonna start ricing this because I don't have too much longer before I'm gonna have to head out and go for dinner, and then I'm gonna get back later on tonight. I've got a lot of work to do. So
you're going on a date?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Dinner
you're going on a date?
PM.
Oh no, it's what, 3 o'clock now? It's not too late.
O'clock? Yeah.
Where are you from?
Oh, I'm in Tennessee, in the U.S.
Oh, America.
Mm-hmm.
That's why.
We used them good old freedom units over here, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Where are you from? Oxford?
I'm from Poland, but I currently live in Ireland. I study computer science.
You live in Ireland? Where in Ireland?
Dublin.
But what area? Dublin?
Yeah, I live on campus in UCD. You can hear probably my flatmates right there.
Yeah, because I used to work for Apple in Cork. So yeah, I've been to Ireland. It's been 3 years since I've been there, but Ireland is Ireland, and the weather is kind of crying all the time.
Yeah, and people in Tallaght, as usual, threatening bus drivers with knives. Haha, funny.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, that was weird. When I was in Ireland, whenever I turned on the telly, I would always watch the news and them telling the story of an old man or woman being stabbed by drunkards.
Yeah, that just happens here.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Americans just shoot each other. We just like Irish people just stab each other, and in Poland
Yeah.
we just don't kill each other. Like I don't know, it's just like
That's a great way to live. Like that's wild. You know, like just nobody kills each other. Like that's a wild place to live, man. Like I don't know how that works.
And in Ireland, they get drunk on beer. That's it, beer.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't get drunk on beer. It feels like death.
Can't talk much about that. I haven't drank alcohol ever since the incident in 1945. So I don't drink, so I don't get drunk, I guess.
Yeah.
The incident?
But
yeah.
Wait, hold on. Boys, it's been great talking. Thank you guys for both being here, but I'm going to dive into ricing this because I'm very excited to see what I can do with Hyprland. So I'm going to go do that. And thank you guys for both talking. Factory, am I pronouncing your username?
Thank you for letting me join the threesome.
Yes, no, thank you for coming, Steve. Thank you.
I'll see you on Saturday on Matt's podcast.
I was actually just about to say that because we're going to have something to talk about. Talk about on the podcast for sure.
I can see it on your face. You can't wait.
Yes,
I just
really
wish you to have fun with Rising Hyprland.
Thank you, man. I definitely will. All right, I'll see you. I'll see you guys.
Take care.
See you. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's get into ricing this bad boy. All right. Speaking of beer, I'm going to go grab a drink. Yeah, I should probably go grab a drink myself so we can dive into this. You know what? Hold on. Okay, thank God I didn't do that. I just had to check because I was like, I'm getting a little warm, so I could use the excuse of going and grabbing a drink to just take off this hoodie. And then I was like, wait, I could just go ahead and take it off. And then I checked and I don't have a shirt on underneath this. So thank God I didn't just decide to like rip this off and get like halfway with it off and then realize that would have been really embarrassing and probably not what you guys came to stream to watch. But yeah, so that's wild. I did not expect to be able to talk to the developer of Hyprland today, but that was really cool. Baxry, thank you very much. Thank you very much for talking. Steve also. And hopefully you guys enjoyed that little interview. It doesn't normally happen on my streams. That's pretty freaking awesome. So I guess I'll go ahead and talk about like what I've done since configuring it, because I have actually done a little bit of configuration, but I mean, like pretty much nothing. I just added the key bindings that like make sense for me. Like I added in being able to move focus with HJK and L, move the focused window with HJK and L and the arrow keys. Let's see, I changed up the default, like, kill the window, key bindings and exiting and all that stuff to the key binds that I'm used to and I personally prefer. And then also added in all of the key binds that I need for like, taking a screenshot, which I've never used Grim and Slurp before, but they work really, really well. So I just do Mod Shift S and then I can select an area on my screen. Like, let's just say I wanted to take like this right here. I can just do that. And then there's a picture in my pictures folder. So I can just go down to pictures and there it is. Boom. So that's like really neat. Like not really, it's not like really neat. Like it's just, I was very surprised that like it works so well because I really do like Scrot and like the simplicity of Scrot, and that's like what I've used as my screenshot utility for like forever. But yeah, we need to do some rice in here. We need to change up some colors, maybe tweak the animations, but I highly doubt it. They're pretty freaking good by default, so I don't really think we're going to need to do that much with it. Could also add some like rules, so certain windows float like always. That's one thing that we could do. We could just make Steam. We could set a window rule for floating for Steam. So, no. Just what am I doing? Why did I press capsule? So we want Steam, which actually I don't even know. I have Steam. Oh, I do. Okay, cool. So I do have Steam installed. Wasn't sure. But okay, so let's see. We got gestures. Doesn't really apply to me. Master. Don't really have a trackpad, so it doesn't make sense. Master. Yeah, we want new as master. Yeah, we want that. I'm just going to remove all of these wiki links. And get rid of that. Right. Or actually, no, what you. We're gonna just say set mod key. Yep, let's just do that. Let's see. I'm just going to clean up this config file. I do like how well commented it is, though. I don't know why anyone would disable the animations here. Just like, I mean, I get it if like you're on a low power PC, but like, I mean, if you're not, don't. They're so freaking good. Let's see. We're not going to make a multi-file config. At least don't plan on it. I don't think we're going to need to get that complicated. But so we got drop shadow, yes. Shadow range 4. We can actually make that a little bit bigger. We actually, what we need to do is first is set the wallpaper. So let's go useful utilities wallpapers. Launch your wallpaper utility with exec once. Hyperpaper straight from our oven. Hyperpaper is a wallpaper utility from the Hyper development team. See its usage and config on its GitHub page. Let's open that up in a new tab. So you would just install it, and then Hyperpaper is controlled by the config like this. Preload equals path to image. More preloads. Preload will tell Hyprland to load a particular image. Supported formats are PNGs, JPG, or JPEGs. Wallpaper will apply the wallpaper. Well, that wording there is a little confused. Wallpaper will apply the wallpaper to the selected output monitor. Or to the selected output monitor is the monitor's name. Easily can be retrieved with hyperctl monitors. Well, okay. So you may add contain before the file path in wallpaper to set the mode to contain instead of cover. A wallpaper cannot be applied without preloading. The config is not reloaded dynamically. Okay, that wording there, it's not like I couldn't understand it, but it is a little weird. It's totally fine though. Clay, yes, you are a little bit late. You actually missed out, but don't worry. I'm gonna leave this live stream up, and I'm also gonna cut the interview part with Vaxry, if I can like say. I'm so bad at usernames, man. I'm terrible. Anyway, if I can, I can, but I'm going to cut it up later on tonight, and I'll probably post that as just a video with us talking. So, yeah, if you want to rewatch later, you can see that. But let's go ahead and let's do the configuration. We want to grab the Git package, and we're going to go Control-Shift-V, yay. Let's install this, none. All right, let's build that. Give it new password. Cool beans. All right. We have that installed. Now let's configure it. So let's go and do vim.config Hyprland, and instead of Hyprland, it's Hyperpaper, right? Right, Hyperpaper, yeah, paper.com. All right, so now let's go ahead, and so what we need to do is go give it a preload image. So let's do that. So wait, so like we preload the image, and then do we not just put monitor comma preload? Right? I have no idea. Let's do that. And the path to the image would be let's do home, pictures, wallpapers, and let's do it's the Mandelbrot lavender was what I was using. And let's get, oh shit, let's just get rid of all this extra. What the shit? Oh, I thought I was in normal mode. All right. What the shit? I'm pressing random buttons. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. Just pressing random buttons that don't do anything. Tyler, is your config on GitLab? I'd love to use it to help write mine. It is not yet. I will. How about this? I give you my word. We will upload this here in just a second. All right. We'll get the border colors changed and a wallpaper set, and then I'll upload it. But so now let's go and do wallpaper equals BP-1, capital BP-1, comma, and then can we just say preload? Like, can we just do it like that? Let's go Hyperpaper, built from commit, exiting because of config parse errors. Config at line 3, wallpaper failed, no such file. Yep, so no, we do have to give it, we do actually have to give it this. So let me go here, go to B. Oh, shit, that's not what I wanted to do. It's $sign, there we go. And go B and B. What the shit? What? Clipboard error. Target string not available. I probably got to install WL clipboard because I don't think I have that installed. Whoops. Screw it. I'll just do it manually. It's all good. Ain't that big of a deal. Let's do /pictures, wallpapers, and Mandelbrot lavender. Now if I save that, quit, I run Hyperpaper. Boom, baby. We got it. We got it. Oh, and it keeps running in the background, so if you change the config, oh, I get you. I get you. Honestly, I can't get a PaulKit daemon running, even using the example from the PaulKit page on the NixOS wiki. Then I can't get a critical app. I'm noping out of this. Don't know. Sucks, man. I don't know why. I didn't go with Nix after yesterday when we were talking, and I read through the whole debacle with their wiki and everything. Like that didn't do NixOS any justice, in my opinion. That was like that just made it seem like a project I'm not interested in at all. That whole saga was just not something I'm interested in. let's go in here and we need to do exec once. We need to go, actually, you know what, hold on, let's delete this. And we're gonna go up here and we're gonna uncomment both of these. Oh shit, that's not what I wanted to do. Save that. And then let's go over here and we're gonna vim back into the Hyperpaper config. And we're gonna go copy this line and we're gonna go wallpaper HDMI-A-0, I think is what it is. Let's, oh, whoops, I'm on the wrong monitor. Think, why did that take so long? I have no idea. Let's go, hold on, it's WLR-render. Gotta get used to this shit. Zoom in for you guys. Let's see, it's HDMI-A-1. I knew I wouldn't get it right first try. Q, then go here, go to Hyper, what is it? Hyperpaper. What? Why does that load up in GIMP? What the shit? That makes nary sense. Makes just no sense. Mintalk, how's it going, man? Let's see. Honestly, wait, hold on. What I like about Wayland compositors are, oh my gosh, I missed it. Looks quite nice. I'm an AwesomeWM user. Yeah, I think AwesomeWM is pretty freaking nice. Oh, the microphone doesn't sound that good. Hold on, let's see. Let's see if OBS is using the wrong microphone, because it is a potentiality. Let's go to that, click OK. Does it sound better now? Maybe it was using my webcam, who knows? Thank you for pointing it out too, Clay. Thank you. Maybe that sounds better. Don't know. Hold on, let's go filters. Yeah, all my filters are there. So much better. Okay, perfect. Awesome. Good. Perfect. That means I was going off of webcam audio throughout that entire interview, which is just fucking awesome. Yay. But I don't know if I said it. Mintalk, everybody else, Block, IV, Josh, Adrian, everybody. Thank you guys for being here, and I hope you guys are doing good. Let's see if Arch install works this time around. Yeah, find out. I don't know why Arch hates you so much. Like Arch, apparently Nix is also not liking you. Like I don't know, man. Honestly, the wiki thing is not that bad, but I do agree that there is a lack of general documentation. The basics are covered, but more complex things require scavenging. I mean, I don't know. I haven't really gotten to the more complex side of stuff, so I'm not sure. But I can't comment on that. But I wouldn't be surprised if you're right. Like, considering how new it is, and like, I mean, like, look, if we're being honest, I gotta give him credit where credit is due, man. Like, the documentation is still really fucking good. Like, it is really good, especially for such a small project that's pretty freaking new. Like, it's good. That's true, Clay. That is extremely true. That is extremely true. So let me go and see if I can, like, why would you not run hyperstart, like, or hyperpaper? Like, why would you not run that? Like, why would you load up GIMP? Like, I don't understand that one bit, but it's okay. We also need to get Wibar installed and set up as well. We need to do that. But for right now, we'll just remove Wibar. We'll start up the Paul kit and Hyperpaper together. So we get our wallpaper and Paul kit, because those are pretty essential, especially for me, because I do like a good wallpaper. I do very much enjoy a good wallpaper. Nix, the package manager, is actually as old as Ubuntu. Nix OS came out over 10 years ago. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm just, after reading a lot of how the Nix OS community like conducts themselves like internally, I'm just not interested. Like I'm nothing about their internal structure and like the way that they work as developers together. It's just like, it's not interesting to me at all now. Like I don't find Nix OS interesting at all. That whole wiki debacle, just, I mean, that really speaks volumes to like how cohesive of a vision Nix OS has for itself. So, I mean, I'm not saying Nix OS is bad, but I'm just saying, me personally, like, I don't need what Nix OS does, and so if I don't need anything that it does, nothing about their development strategy really, like, not development strategy, but nothing about their community like cohesion seems appealing. I'm not really interested in that. Yeah, it's very fragmented. Like, their community is extremely fragmented. It's very fragmented. But okay, so let me check Hyperpaper, make sure. Yep, both my wallpapers are getting set. It's all good. Nice. So let's see. Yeah, Adrian. Yeah. All right, so Hyperpaper is working just fine, but we can't. Well, I'd have to like quit and restart the window manager to get it to like continue running, but it's fine. So we got that. Now let's change the actual inactive and active border colors. So I like the 45-degree like, gradient, but now we just need to change the RGBA codes. The only thing though is, so let me go to Capuchin, because that's, oh wait, hold on, I got it bookmarked, because that's what I like to use. Let's go down here to Mocha. And yes, I mix and match some of the things. Like I use the like Frappe cursors, and then I use like Mocha pretty much everywhere else. But there's a reason for that. I like the Frappe like purple color better for my cursor for some reason. Don't ask me. I really don't know. So how do I get the codes for the RGBA here? How would I take the RG? I don't know. Because I think EE is. I think the EE part is the thing that we don't need to change. I think we need to change everything else but that. So it would be like, let's just say for the base, it would be one. Oh no, not 1E. What am I doing? Let's see, 30, 30, 46, right? 30, 30, 46. Yup. So that's it. So we're going to replace that with, we want to do mauve. So that's going to be, wait, what? Hold on. I was not paying attention to chat. Set sid-f Hyperpaper in terminal might work. I probably would, but I'm not worried about it. It's fine. I'll just restart it. Like, before I leave out or after I end the stream. It's all good. Or what I could do is when we get everything set up, I'll just restart it and then like the stream will be out for like a few seconds and then I'll just come back. That is something that I could just do. It's not really a big deal. That way it is actually all just set, like it's all pulling from the config. Like we know the config is working just fine. But so let me see. Let me go down here into the RGBA. And we're gonna do what we were doing for the base, which is 30 30 46. So 30 30 46. And just for right now, we're gonna add 30 30 46 here. So, nope. I mean, the focus colors, or I mean the non-focus looks fine. Now let's change this to be, we want to go, what color should we go from? I'm thinking like we go purple to like blue, maybe, perhaps. I mean, we could go from like mauve or purple to like lavender. I don't know. What do you guys think we should shoot for? Let's see. So this one will be 203, 166, 247. I love how I'm talking about this like I know that this is how. Yep, that's not it. Yep, that's not it. I figured I was doing it wrong. I have no idea how in the shit this works. Have nary a clue. RGBA, like how do I take Z's and get a Z's here? Do any of you guys know? Like I'm an idiot when it comes to this stuff. Let's just change it back so we know we don't have any problems right now. There we go. Clearly doing this the wrong way, but it's all right. It's all right. Let's go take RGB to RGBA. Color converter. Enter color and then ARGB. Is that what we're looking for? I have fucking no clue. Take the letter without the hashtag. It's called give up already. Give in and embrace. That is DW. Give in to, I'm gonna assume that's what you're saying. Give in to the embrace. That is DWM. No. Like I don't get it, Josh. Like no. Like you just have piss poor luck with everything, man. Like it's fine. Like I really like this. Wouldn't have this problem using Emacs. Wait, hold on. Take the letter without the hashtag. Yeah, sure. Yeah, we'll try that. Oh wait, hold on. No, that's not what we want. Let's take this. Go. Oh, I had caps lock on. Did not realize that. Let's go. Bada bing, bada boom, baby. All right, so we'll keep the EE there because I don't know what the difference or like what EE versus AA versus FF means. So like, hold on, I'll go here and try what does FF do? Not pretty much nothing. Maybe it's like more or less see-through slightly, not too sure. But we'll do the same thing here. Let's go blue, Control C, Control Shift V, and FF. Boom. I mean, looks just fine to me. Looks good. But I think the gradient should be something that stands out a little bit more. It's a very tame gradient right now. So I'm thinking maybe we do something like sky here. Shift V. I like it. I like it. Yeah, very much so. So now let's give it the base. Boom. Cool. Perfect. Most problems in the world could be solved by Emacs? Maybe. Maybe. But I feel like a lot of the problems that can be solved by Emacs can also be solved by NeoVim. So, yeah. I mean, unless the problem is needing org mode. And in that case, go with Emacs. But I don't use org mode. Don't care about it. Well, Atosh, welcome. Yes, sorry, but we've already interviewed the Hyprland dev. Like, this has been a very, very active stream. Oh, okay, gotcha. The letters indicate or represent a value between 0 and 255. Okay. So that goes to show how little I mess around with like RGB like codes and stuff like that. Like, I don't know, jack shit. It's impressive that somebody who knows this little can actually, use a window manager successfully. It's great. Everyone tells me to use org mode, but the problem is using org mode, no matter how incredible it is not something I really need. Like, I don't need org mode. I just don't need it. And then also for me to be able to like use org mode and like see benefits from it or actually just use it, I've got to install Emacs. And the problem is I can't do that. I just can't, because Emacs is annoying as shit to configure for me personally. I find it extremely annoying. It's a fucking insanely massive text editor compared to like pretty much everything else, especially if you do something like a pre-configured setup like Doom Emacs or something, which makes Emacs usable. Because if you've ever tried installing Emacs, not knowing that much about Emacs, then tried to configure it so you could get started using it, it's a fucking nightmare. It's terrible. And if you want to debate me on that, you already lose your privilege to debate me on that if you've been using Emacs for more than 6 months. You can't debate me on that. It's invalid, because every person I know who defends Emacs being super simple to configure has been using it for fucking 8 years and has forgotten how much of a nightmare it is to install and configure from scratch, not knowing shit about it. It's just, yeah, that's pretty much where I stand on Emacs. unless it's a little like unclear, I am not that interested in Emacs. just a tad. Use DT's config? No, I've tried that. Actually, let's be honest here. Let's speak real talk for a second. Not only have I tried DT's config, Derek has sat down with me and me tried to use it. And I still didn't end up staying on it for long at all. So yeah, like I'm not a fan of Emacs. Like, I'm just not. I nap and you waited for me. Oh yeah. I started with a bone stock Emacs and really only made a config change when I saw or wanted an option. Yeah, I can't. I just can't. Well, see, Josh, you have a good point. DT's config is a nightmare to learn, but so is Doom Emacs. So is every other version of Emacs, like, that's pre-configured that I know of. They're all nightmares to learn. Like, that's the thing with Emacs. Like, Emacs is one of those text editors where I'm sure it would be awesome if I hated myself enough to like force me to use it for 2 weeks, like if I forced myself to use it as my only text editor for a week, I'm sure by the end of the first week, I'd stop like trying to murder it, and like I'd actually like use it and find it half enjoyable. And then by the time like 2 weeks is over, I'm sure it wouldn't be nearly like, I'm sure I would probably like it by that point, but I don't hate myself enough to like do that to me. Like, you know, like, switching from Vim to NeoVim and getting NeoVim like completely configured properly with Lua and like having all the features I wanted and all that stuff. Like that was enough of a transition already. Like I just don't need Emacs. I just don't. I like Big Macs too, man. They're fantastic. Yeah. Clay, yeah. I don't like looking at eList. eList is just, it's just, it doesn't make sense. It's just, well, I mean, it makes sense, but it's just, no, it makes sense and it does at the same time. And I know you know it, that, like, I know every single person here knows what I mean by that. I know every single person knows. Well, every person who's ever looked at eList before knows exactly what I'm saying. Oh, wow. Hyprland had 600 plus weekly downloads. Dang. Dang. Well, I mean, it makes sense, man. Like, this is really good. Like, it is exceptionally good. It is an amazing window manager. It's just, it's so nice. It's very, very nice. And hopefully Steve and Vaxry, the developer, which I should have asked if he wants to go by his username or by his real name. Don't know. But apparently I pronounce his username right, which is very surprising to me. Very surprising. I pretty much butcher everyone's username. Someday I'm going to learn Emacs someday. Yeah. I told myself that too for a while, and then I tried it and I'm like, yeah, nah, I'll pass. I'm good. I'm good. So let's see. I mean, pretty much we got the border set up, got wallpaper set up. I mean, it's not showing now, but you know, it's set up. It'll be there next time I reload this thing or quit out and start it back up. And now we also got to get Wibar set up, which I've never configured Wibar before at all. So I guess for any of you guys who also haven't checked Wibar, we're going to watch a video on it. Who knows? We might find a video by Matt. Shit, maybe Josh has one. Hold on. I'm gonna search Josh, because I haven't watched, like, Josh. I haven't checked your channel in a while, so we're gonna see. Do you have anything about Wibar on your channel? I mean, it'll probably just be you and like shitting on it. No, that would be too easy. All right, let's see. Wibar Linux. Let's see. What do we get? Wibar customizations on Sway WM. Ooh, wait, hold on. So Vaxry actually talked about Brody doing a Hyprland video. Should we watch Brody's Hyprland video and see what he has to say about it? Which is the most niche underground tiling window manager? That's a good question. And I'm gonna tell you right now what it is. Rat poison. That's it. That's like, rat poison is the most niche window manager. Like, there's hardly anybody that runs it out there, like hardly at all. And if you don't know that much about rat poison, let me go zany rat poison, because I know I've got a rat poison. Yep. All right, hold on. Let me copy this link. I'm gonna put it in chat. All right. Watch that, like save that and watch that like later on when you got some free time. Check that out. I literally did a whole live stream where I explained how rat poison works. I even like used my whiteboard here, which I don't know if it'll actually help, because I'm pretty sure it's so small you could barely make out anything I was putting on the whiteboard, but it's besides the point. I literally have a live stream talking about rat poison, explaining it, and like go over my config, all of that stuff, and I actually use a whiteboard to talk about some of the concepts in rat poison, and it's really nice. It's a really good window manager, but most likely it's not for you. Like, I'm gonna be honest, like that's pretty much what I can say about rat poison. Like, it's really, really good if it's what you want, but if it's not what you want, you're gonna fucking hate it. And yeah, that's pretty much how rat, and also the name itself, like it's really hard to like sell something when its name is literally rat poison. So yes, it is the most what the fuck yes, it is the most what the fuck window manager. Like, it genuinely is. I learned nothing in that stream, and that's probably freaking accurate. I'm not a teacher. I'm not at all. I'm not an educator at all. And I probably did a horrible job explaining it. And probably the only thing that would be valuable about that stream is if like you just wanted to copy and paste my config as I was showing it. That's probably it. If we're being honest, because I probably even mixed up terminology and shit in it too. Like, I'm so bad. But hey, there it is. If you want to live stream talk about rat poison, there you go. But do we watch Brody's? All right, boys. Do we watch Brody's? Give me a Brody yes in chat if you want to see Brody's video. If not, we're just going to move on to watching a video about Wibar. All right. I mean, no matter what, we're going to watch a video on Wibar. But yes. The rat poison name doesn't make any sense, and also, like, if you like using a mouse, you're gonna absolutely hate it. Yes. Okay. All right. So we're gonna watch. We're gonna watch Brody's. We're gonna see if we agree with him or not. All right. Voice. I like the astounding. Yes. Piss off advertisement.
I'm not gonna say again because I never
let's
were.
full screen this shit.
Recently, I've had a bit of a predicament. I have been getting harassed.
Hold on. Let's turn this up. Let me know if the audio is too loud or anything. Just let me know.
Harassed by rabid Hyprland users. Just on my Discord alone, I have had probably at least 100 mentions just telling me to cover Hyprland. That's just on the Discord. There are other platforms that people have been asking the exact same thing. Now,
Good.
I considered covering Hyprland maybe like 2 or 3 months back. Now, this is very beta software. So
I'm not saying good that people are harassing him to try it out. That's not what I'm saying good about. I'm saying good that he finally checked it out. Like, just so we're clear, there's a big difference in those two things. I do not think it's okay for anyone to harass someone to try out something, okay? But I do think it's a great thing that he's trying it out.
So at the time, it was really buggy. I was not going to do a video on it then because when I opened up a window, everything started flashing. It was really annoying and it just didn't seem like a good time to do a video on the software. So I gave it a couple of months to sort of smooth itself out and get to the point where it's actually usable because the dev is really active. And I've given it a few months. And you know what? It's pretty good. Now, besides the wallpaper, this is not the way that Hyprland looks out of the box. One of the things is it doesn't ship with a bar. You're expected to go and use another bar like Wibar or whatever bar you want to be using. So, Hyprland is a dynamic tiling window manager with compositing built on WL roots. So, being WL roots, you're going to get the protocol extensions that come along with using that. So, most of the software that works on something like Sway or River is also going to work here, except for the things that rely on, obviously, the Sway API. Now, it's not just any version of WL roots. It's actually built on a bundled Git version of WL roots. So it's basically going to be as up-to-date as you can pretty much get with that. Now, from my experience, once it became stable, it's been relatively stable after that. So being a dynamic tiler, there are different layouts available. By default, it's going to be using what it calls the dwindle layout. This is basically the spiral layout you would see on something like BSPWM. Most tilers are going to have this as an option. It also has the option of a master stack. Now, I'm going to get more into this a bit later, but the Hyprland config is located in .config.
Hold the fuck up for a second. Okay, it's 3 monitors. Hold on, just for a second there, I thought Brody had 5 monitors. And I was like, holy shit! Hold on, we gotta stop for a second. Like, what? like that's a shitload of monitors, man. 3 is much more normal. 3 is pretty normal, but like, for a second there, I was like, God dang, this man like collecting monitors over here.
/hyper and then hyprland.conf, and it's broken down mostly into different sections. So you have the input section, you have the general section, decoration, and things like that. If we want to go and change the layout inside of the general section, spaces don't matter here. This is all about just formatting.
I like how you guys pointed that out. I didn't even realize I was covering him up. Hold on, let me just go up some. There we go. I didn't even realize that.
Inside of the general section, layout equals and then dwindle or master. So let's go and change this over to master and see how it looks.
Nate, you have 7 monitors? 7? All right, like, look, I've been planning, like, if all goes well with this business and all of this, and like me and my sister's company, like we get our boarding facility open, I start seeing some more cash. My plan is to get 3 more of this 4K monitor that I really like and get them get it in a quad display. Like, but to me, that is massively excessive. Like 4 displays. Like, I mean, again, they're 4K displays, but still, like, regardless, 4 displays to me is just like a shit ton. So that's not including the 2 TV. Like, wait, hold on. Is this all hooked up to the same? All right, look, if you have monitors hooked up to different PCs and they all total 7, that's different. We're talking on one system. One. You have 7 displays hooked up to one system. Really? I use 5. I mean, 5, like 4 and 5 is like, to me, that's extremely extravagant. 5 is, to me, like that's pushing it to where it gets to the extreme. But like 4 is like extravagant, like it's normal extravagant. Like 7 is like what are you like? Why would you need that much space? And now, again, this is also coming from somebody who like can't understand Matt's like need for like 30 plus workspaces. So, you know, I have 2 and one of them is a CRT. Ooh, I actually really appreciate CRT screens, man. They're really nice, especially if you have a good one. Like, I mean, if you've got a cheap CRT, then it's just shit. But like, if you got a good CRT, like I don't know, there's just an appreciation that goes along with that. Mine equal 5. I mean, I guess so. No, I have 7 on 1. Keep in mind, I check tabs on servers 24/7 as part of my business. Yeah. But oh my God, man! Like, I don't think I could find a justification for 7. Like, I'm sure I would, if I had just like way too much money, I'm sure that like I could pull off 7 displays and like have fun with it and like have a good time. But like, I would feel bad because like I don't have a need for it. Like, I mean, I guess if you like need them, it makes sense. But dude, like, it's just so wild, man. There's so many displays. 1 for just testing other people's systems. Gotcha. To be fair, 1 is a dedicated terminal which show loads on my servers. Yeah. Well, I mean, I've been thinking about plugging up my 4K TV to the setup too, just so I don't, because normally I just run like, it's a Samsung like TV and it's got like the built-in smart thing. So I just use like Prime Video and stuff on there, and YouTube, stuff like that. Like, but I don't know. Like my TV is always like, my TV is pointed towards my bed, and like my workstation, everything is the opposite way. Ooh. Darth Vader, one shitty laptop screen. See, that's what we call humble. Humble. You know, the way it should be. I mean, not necessarily should be, but you know, it's an admirable way of living. Just a humble one screen. Oh, you got for $10 each. Okay, now that makes sense. Cause like I'm thinking like 7 like nice like 1440p screens. Like in my head, that's what I was imagining. Like we're talking like 24, 27 inch, you know, like 1080p to 1440p screens, like just littered like all over the place. Oh, I'm the same way, Nate. I'm cheap as shit. Like that's why for me getting 4K displays is like wild. Like that would be like going all out. That is like wild. The sad part is like I need to actually update like my wish list and everything on Amazon because it's completely wrong. So just in case you were like wanting to get me something, probably shouldn't order off my wish list because I'm about to change it all up. Because there's actually like a few things that I do like really want and like need that aren't like too crazy. So
looks. Now, one neat thing about this is the config automatically reloads. So now everything's automatically swapped into the master stack layout. And from my experience, pretty much anything you want to go and set will go and work with that automatic reload. Now, there is a really neat feature with the way that splitting works. So let's go and open up an application here. And if I have my mouse on the left-hand side of the window, it's going to split to the left-hand side. If my mouse is on the right-hand side, it's going to split to the right-hand side. This is something you can disable if you don't want it, but I think that is really cool.
I didn't even notice that at all since I've been using it. That's fucking awesome. Like, that is really good. That is really awesome. Papa Smurf, we are actually going to be setting up Wibar and doing that stuff. Maybe here before too long. I've got to keep an eye on the time because I might have to head out here before too long. I also do, actually, you know what? Hold on. I've got to do some work stuff that I would have to like leave. And like, that's why I exited the call with, well, now I can't remember his username, but the developer of Hyprland and Steve. I wanted to do some ricing before I had to go, but I could probably get it done and just talk with you guys here. Because now that I don't have, like, now that Chrome's working fine, I could just go ahead and do what I've got to do. Because I've got to upload some stuff to, I've got to upload a picture and a post and stuff to Facebook and Instagram for a client. So I've got to do that. So I'll go ahead and get that taken care of, and then we can move on to continue watching the video, or we can just move on to Wibar. It just depends on what you guys want. I'm here to entertain, you know. Let's go to I need to go to Instagram as well, and I also got to get Google loaded up. Go over here to my drive. Go in here. Client, post amigos. Let me copy this text here. And the reason I always try to give myself a lot of time for this is because Facebook is like, dude, I don't understand how people still use Facebook. Facebook is such a piece of dog shit. It's so fucking terrible. It's impressive how bad it is. Like, it's actually impressive how terrible it is. Actually, speaking to how terrible it is, last night I needed to update the business, like our client's business profile, to include like some updated hours. And no matter what, how I would fill out the form, it would always reset to like ridiculous hours that I had clearly never put in for the thing. Like, we're talking like they open at 2 a.m. and close at 6 a.m. in the morning. Like, it would just put in random times for different days. And some days wouldn't even, like, they'd just be closed the entire day. So I submitted feedback or like bug report, like whatever Facebook calls it. But I submitted some bullshit, and then come to find out like it's been a known issue with Facebook for months, and the workaround, because there's not a fix for it, there's only a workaround where you enter in the details for each day one by one. So you enter it one day, you click save, then you go back in, edit the next one, click save, and you got to do that for the entire week, and then it works. So fucking stupid. Like, I wouldn't complain if it was like 3 dudes out of a garage making a social media platform, but dog, it's a $1 billion company. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, chat directly with customers. You can send message button. Dude, just not now. Just post. What are you doing? Good Lord. Now let me go over to Instagram, create. Ooh. Dude, like when you're on a client's business account and you can see who they like and follow and stuff on Instagram, you're like, I respect that. the first thing I see on Instagram is just a hot chick sitting in a hot tub, and I'm like, I respect that. I respect that. Let's see. Let me fill in the caption here. Sorry, boys. I just got to go ahead and get this done so we can continue and I don't have to end early. So share. Let's see. Fingers crossed all this shit works. Ah, yay. Awesome. Okay. So I did my work for today. Super, super in depth, man. Oh my God. About broke my back there. That was so extraneous. All that work. My wish list is nobody uses Amazon. I would love to not use Amazon too, but I live in a household full of people that like Amazon is constantly delivering shit here, like all the time. The worst thing is like when you have family members that order Amazon and then like you bring in like packages from like from the front door, and then they're like, oh yeah, I didn't even know I ordered this. Like, as somebody who is cheap as shit, I don't understand how you can like order like something that's like 40 or 50 bucks off Amazon and then forget about it. Like, I'm so cheap. Like, I can't do that. Like, if I spend money on something, I know about it. Like for me to forget about something, like the only like purchases that I could forget about are like these, like Arizona sweet teas, which by the way, if you don't know, they're fucking 99 cents. Like, it's like $1. Like, I think I can't just forget about spending like $50. Like, no, or $100. Like, hell no. Yeah, that makes sense, Nate. Do a simp enticing dance in a thong, but swear you're not using sex to get your channel views. See, the thing with that though is that assumes that me dancing in a thong would get views, which I can scientifically prove is not the case. But no one wants me to prove that. Like, let's be real. Like, no one wants me to prove that. Like, I like you guys, all right? I want you guys to stay around and hang out, and I don't think that's the way to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? I deleted my Facebook account around 2 years ago. Thank God I did. Actually, I have to completely agree with you. Like, now I have a Facebook account, but it's like, as far as I know, there's literally like nothing on my actual like profile, other than like what's required to create the Facebook account. And my personal Facebook now is literally just for business. Like, I don't think there's anything on the profile. So like, it's one of those things where when I did get off of Facebook, it was genuinely probably one of the smartest things I've ever done. Like, I actually felt better after leaving Facebook. Like, that's not, no cap, no like whatever terminology that the like 16-year-olds are using now. Jesus Christ, I am getting old. Oh my God. I'm only 25 and I'm talking like that. What is wrong with me? Anyway, yeah, no, I just don't do that type of shit. Like, I don't like Facebook. Like, there's only drama on Facebook. And then like most of the families that I know that get into fights, all of the fights they get in over, or like arguments and shit, all revolve around what like Nana said on Facebook, or like what ideology some family members pushing or like whatever on Facebook. And the best thing about not being on Facebook is hearing other people talk about Facebook stuff like it matters. It's so interesting. It's so like when you're not on Facebook and none of that shit matters to you and you just don't care, and someone's talking about how they're like really upset about like what some family member or like friend is posting on Facebook about politics or some shit. It's just like, man, like I didn't realize that like I was living like that. Like I was unhappy like about stuff that didn't matter at all for so long. Like it's so weird. Like being an outsider looking in on somebody on Facebook, it's just like it's so clearly unhealthy. It's like, why? Yeah, Nate. Yeah, dude, it's crazy how much things have progressed. Like one of the craziest conversations I had was when I was about 9 or 10 years old. I was talking with I can't remember if she was my great aunt or if she was my great aunt. She very well could have been my great aunt, because I mean she was like, we're talking like 100 plus. I think she passed away when she was like 102. Like she lived to be very like. She lived a long life. And she also she pretty much, I mean, she could still like, she wasn't as mobile when she passed away, but she could still get up, walk around the house, do all that kind of stuff. But, when I was like 8 or 9 years old, like somewhere around there, I had brought my mom's cell phone with me, and she had like one of those flip phones and stuff. And she was telling me how when she was younger, like, you know, like in her like teens, early, like getting to her early 20s, she had met some guy. Now I'm probably messing up the details here, but because again, it's been, you know, like quite a while, but, essentially there was a guy that she knew that was telling her that one day you would be able to talk to somebody across the world without having to go anywhere specific. You would be able to have a device on you and you would be able to talk to someone across the world. And to her, she thought it was so stupid and so outlandish and magical that it would never happen. And she was looking at me holding the device that she had heard about so long ago and thought would never exist. And it's so interesting, like so interesting that like in her own lifetime, we went from, you had like, if you wanted to talk to somebody, you would have to get on an airplane, pay a pretty pricey amount, go across the world, have a conversation with them, and then come back, and all of that, like that's extremely expensive. And now for like, what, like maybe an international call costs you like 25 cents, maybe like it's wild. Yeah, the telegraph. No, I mean, that's what she was talking about. The telegraph definitely existed. Like when she was talking, when she was in the time period she was talking about, the telegraph existed. But like, that's what he was saying. Like you wouldn't have to go somewhere. Like you wouldn't have to go to like a payphone. Like, you know, like you wouldn't have to go somewhere specific. It would just be on you, and you could just talk to someone in China or like Russia. Like before it existed, like that was just like, that was such an outlandish idea. Like it's so stupid. Like no, because I mean, like again, like if we didn't have like science to the point that we did now, where we can understand that we can send out invisible waves through air and like that actually transmits data and stuff, like it's the idea that you would be able to talk to somebody from across the world. Like it's so stupid. It's so outlandish. Like what? Yeah, I actually read like I can't remember what we did in middle school. I think me and a few other friends in middle school, like we took a whole bunch of like components and stuff, and like we put it into this like photo frame, and like I can't remember what we made. We made like a makeshift tablet that didn't, like, I mean, it it didn't have like any real functionality, but like you could use like pressure sensors, and like it had LEDs, so you could like change the LED strip at the top of, like, in this photo frame, at like under the glass there was LEDs, and so like you could change like what color they were and like press and like do stuff. And like we thought that was so cool. And then like now we have iPads and stuff where, like, you know, like I could load up Call of Duty and play like COD on a tablet. And like back in middle school, like we were trying to make like tablets out of photo frames and shit, and like all it had was LEDs and like pressure sensors. Like it's just so weird how far tech has come, and like every 3 years it just gets wildly more advanced. Oh, Web3 stop motion video. That's wild. That's wild. Our like school projects in web development, like my like what was it called? I can't remember what it was called. I think it was like web programming or something like that. But like all that we would do is we would design websites that were like designed to piss off our teacher. So like one kid made he made a flash game with our teacher being like, so like you would go to the website and it would just be our teacher, and like you flew a ship and you had to dodge, like our teacher's image was like just floating, and like he would move up and down the screen, and like he would tilt towards your like rocket ship, and then like lasers would come out of his eyes. And if you didn't dodge them in time, like it would just blow up your ship. And like I just remember that game because that was like, we all were expecting some like basic HTML site, you know, like something like nothing all that special. And then he loads up a flash game, and it's like, and you're trying to dodge our teacher. Like our teacher was freaking dying. Like he was laughing. He was like, "This is really good." Yeah. Now Web3 just means shit. Like if you're working on Web3 right now, it just means you're working on a pile of dung. That's it. I'm very surprised that I got all those posts, or I got those posts done so fast. But I think I also need to work on our company's website. I think I've got to update 2 things. But I can do that later. There's no reason I got to do that now. It's no biggie. So I guess we can technically go ahead. All right. So back to like Hyprland and like Wibar stuff. Do you guys want us to move on to like Wibar, or are you guys interested in finishing the Brody video? Because if you want to finish the Brody video, we'll finish the Brody video, and then we'll move on. Gonna DM you something. Hi. Let's see. What is this? Enable dash features. Dash enable features. Oh, that's for the Electron flags. But all right, let's see. So let me know. It looks good. It looks good, Nate. Looks good. I mean, I'll show it off if you want me to, but otherwise we'll just keep it. Looks good. Looks good. It's simple and clean. I like it. Also, I like the name too. I really like the name. Like I really like the name. Like I really like it. But all right, so Wayland, Wibar, or Brody video. What do you guys want to see? Do you guys want to go back to watching Brody talk about Hyprland, or do you guys just want to move on? Let's customize Wibar. Let's get to racing. What do you guys want? Brody. All right. I'm going to wait to see if we get a 50-50 vote, then we got to wait for a tiebreaker. But if the next one's Brody, then we're doing it. Rice later. Brody. All right, all right.
The only issue with that is it doesn't let you decide whether the split is going to be horizontal or vertical. So this split here is always going to be splitting like this. No matter where my cursor is located, it is always going to split in that direction, but you can decide whether it's going to be on the top or the bottom. Now, I really like mouse control for controlling my window size, but it can be a little bit funky. So if I go and try to resize this window here, sometimes that happens. I don't know why it happens, but sometimes it happens. It could be something I've configured wrong. I have no idea. One thing this could do really well with is a really fleshed out default configuration in the vein of something like i3 or Sway. Now, there is a default configuration file, and I would highly, highly recommend you go and use it. But it's more of a bare bones, get things sort of just basically working config, rather than something that is, you know, gonna give you a good default experience. And more inline documentation explaining.
Hold on. I'm just going to have to go ahead and say this. Like, yes, the default config is basic, but I don't think that's a bad thing. Like, okay. This is just where me and Brody personally disagree on this. Like, I want a default configuration to be simple. I do not want it to be like, he's saying that the Hyprland's is like very bare bones. I don't really agree with that. I just think it's simple. Like, I don't want something so bare bones where like I'm gonna really have to add a lot of shit. Like, to me, I want something simple enough to where everything that I expect, like basic shit out of a window manager, is set up, and then I want to add everything after that. So, I mean, I like the way that Hyprland's config is set up. I don't think it's too basic. I think it's the perfect kind of basic. It's got exactly what you would need in there and not much else. I think that's kind of the way that you should go with setting it up. But this is just a personal disagreement. Like, no biggie. Rise off camera, surprise us tomorrow. I mean, we could definitely do that. Yeah.
What each of the options being set are actually doing. Or better yet, if you don't want to do that, linking to the wiki. So above each of these sections, include the wiki page where it actually explains it, because that's where most of the documentation for Hyprland actually exists. This is the Hyprland wiki. And overall...
Dude, why is his mouse so big? Like, why is his mouse so big? Like, his mouse is like taking up a quarter of his fucking screen size. What is happening there? But anyway, well, I mean, I completely agree with Brody there, and I'm going to guess Soda Factory, so it's actually in there. So, like, yeah. Okay. One of the guys from the marketing company wants me to post another thing again. Just ask him a little detail about it. Honestly, I want something simple but usable. Yeah, exactly. And I think that's exactly the Hyprland config. It's simple, usable, and that's pretty much all you need out of it. Yeah.
It's not bad. It's not amazing, but it's not bad. Everything that you want to know is at least listed in the wiki. Some of the things aren't really explained. For example, one of the things...
Like, yo, hold on, guys. Just be real with me. Is this actually how big Brody's fucking mouse is? Like, no lie? Is this actually how he keeps his mouse? Does anyone know? Like, is this actually the way this man uses his mouse? Because that shit is massive. Yes, I do actually want to know how fast 16 NVMe drives in RAID 0 is. Yes, I do want to know how fast that is. And actually, So since I'm not going to Nix, the only other thing that I am going to do is after I get all of this config and everything set up, I am actually going to do a complete reinstall of Arch using ButterFS for snapshots on my what I call my BFD, or big fucking drive, like BFG from Doom, you know, big fucking gun. I've got a 14 terabyte massive hard drive, so I'm going to use ButterFS for that and my NVMe drive. Do some snapshots just because, you know, kind of doing mission critical stuff right now. So kind of need to make sure all that data is not, like, you know, accidentally wiped. So I also use a big mouse. What about it? Well, no, I'm not saying that it's a problem. Like I'm saying, like, is that actually how he uses it on a daily basis? Because, like, to me, I would feel like that would just get, like, I understand for like a video so people know where your mouse is and like can't miss it, but like I feel like that would just get, like, wouldn't that get annoying? Like having your mouse that big? I mean, like, again, like you use your mouse this big, like where it's like 3 times the size of the text that you're using. DD to make a 10 gigabyte file completed in like 2 seconds. Oh my God. Good Lord. All right. Okay, so hold on, boys. Just because just because I got to, I'm gonna switch over to the webcam because I need to go and I gotta make some more. I'm gonna make another post on Facebook and Instagram for the client, even though I don't really think this is what we should do, but I'm getting told to do it, so I do what I'm told. All right. Let's go add. We need to add where is it at? There we go. %50 off sushi special. Don't forget to come by for the 50% off sushi special today. And actually, no, we'll just leave it there with a super simple post there. Go to Instagram. We're going to post this again, even though we've already made this promo post like a few days ago. We're going to do it again today. I don't agree with this idea, but, you know, I do what I'm told, and I don't think it's really that big of a deal. Just post it again. Post. Cool beans. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, Instagram. I got things to do. People are trying to watch. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. Perfect. Jesus, Instagram, so slow. All right, so let me switch back over to the desktop view. We'll go back in. Continue watching Brody.
Things is a thing called pseudo tiling, and the option to enable pseudo tiling, the description is enable pseudo tiling. What is pseudo tiling? I've never heard of this. And in the FAQ, my workspace 2, 3, or any other is like bugged. You did the below unknowingly. Which below? There's a lot of things below here. All of these points in here have a link next to them, so link the point that you're actually talking about.
Hold on, hold on. Oh, yep. So we had a dog walking client change up the schedule this week, and I forgot about it. I normally do her dogs tomorrow, and I forgot about it. She said it's no biggie because we changed it up, but still. I hope Louie and Hazel aren't too mad at me. And let's see, for the weekend. Yep. So I'm watching her dogs over the weekend. I have someone picking, wait, I leave around, I have someone picking them up on Sunday. They're good for 6 hours alone at a time. The guest room. Oh, wait, hold on. What? Oh, so now she's asking me about my favorite snack. Oh, dude. Yeet. I'm getting paid to watch someone's dogs, and she's going to get me some snacks. Oh. Sounds great. Taken care of. What snack should I say I like? Shit. I mean, I like, oh, shit, I don't even know what to ask for. Cause like, I'm such a glutton. I like everything. So, so I like Dr. Pepper. I don't know. Oh, Doritos, yes. Oh, dude, I'm a stoner. I definitely got to get Doritos. Boys, come on. Hummus? Nah. I'm not that big of a hummus guy. Doritos. What snacks? This stream is going in so many weird places. So many weird places. So Dr. Pepper, Doritos, dude, what else should I do? Hold on, let's see. Let's just Google this shit. Let's Google good snacks. 100 greatest snacks of all time. All right, yeah. David, like sunflower seeds, no. Welch's fruit snacks, gross. Mike's and Ike's, I mean, those are good, but they're like just straight sugar. Corn nuts, popcorners, don't know what these are. Newtons, have no idea. Donut holes, oh shit. Oh god, I do love me some donut holes, but like, no, I can't do that. I can't. Oh my god, I'll get so fucking fat. Oh, should we ask for donut holes? Cheese sticks, oh. Cheese sticks are good, but I have a feeling she's gonna get the like real cheap kind, and I won't like that. Because the cheese sticks that I really like are they're like it's a certain brand, and I can never remember what kind. Because I don't eat cheese sticks all the time, unless it's like fried cheese sticks, you know, like mozzarella sticks or something like that. Like Oreos, ooh, Oreos is good. Corn nuts, like I don't know about corn nuts. Ooh, we could get Takis. Oh. Swedish fish, those are good. Nerds, Twizzlers, Red Vines, Mounds, Almond Joy, Triscuit, Nutter Butters, tortilla chips, Brownie Bites. Oh god, Pocky. Oh, this is so good. Jerky. Pretzel chips, Sun chips. Oh yeah, I do love Sun chips. Okay, so Sun chips. Let's see. And I do love Skittles, but like I'm trying to not to get candy. I'm trying to get like snacks that I can like just munch on quite a bit. Hostess cupcakes, Butterfinger Reese Pieces, chocolate covered pretzels. Oh, Chex Mix. Yeah, you know what? We'll do some Chex Mix, and I'll take recommendations from you guys, and then I think that's about it. Chicken nuggies. Oh yes, Red. Oh my god, and chicken nuggies. I'm gonna smell this chicken nuggets because I'm honestly pizza rolls. Shit. How did I not even think about that? Pizza rolls. Yep. All right. And pizza rolls. Okay. So sounds great. I'll make sure they get taken care of. I like Dr. Pepper, Doritos, Sun Chips, Chex Mix, chicken nuggets, and pizza rolls. Not that should get all of those, but not that you should get all of those, but that's the stuff I tend to snack on. Thank you, and I'm so sorry about today. Perfect. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So they didn't. I'm so sorry. I'll make sure I get my calendar updated. Hope Louie and Hazel aren't too mad at me. And then I did like the emoji, and then sounds great. I'll make sure they get well taken care of. I like Dr. Pepper, Doritos, Sun Chips, Chex Mix, chicken nuggets, and pizza rolls. Not that you should get all of those, but that's the stuff I did to snack on. Thank you, and I'm so sorry about today. Perfect. Okay, cool. Cool. That was taken care of. So many interruptions. But that's a good interruption right there, okay? Okay, if I get some pizza rolls, some chicken nuggets, and stuff like that, oh my God, I'm going to be dead. It's going to be so good. Using a Pinebook Pro to write an image takes forever. Yeah, I would bet so. Pizza rolls, yes. They're like, oh, they're so good and they're so bad for you, and it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Like, you get a plate of pizza rolls in front of you, and like, it just doesn't matter. Like, Open Mandriva, I wish you luck on that, brother. I wish you luck. I hope it goes well. I'll be sticking on Arch. I'm gonna stay right here. I like it.
And the last thing I want to mention about the wiki is it desperately needs a version selector. So if you're using a version that's one version behind on Hyprland, because this thing is in such massive development and new things are being added all the time, you might go to the wiki, not realize you're running a slightly out-of-date version, and none of the options that exist in the wiki work.
Okay, so speaking of distractions and stuff, because apparently that's all that's going to happen during us trying, like, all we want to do is get through Brody's video. Okay, so now the same client that I had to post those videos to, I'm getting a picture of every single page of their restaurant's menu. So and now I've got one of my mom's friends message me. I never should have liked this page, talking about my client's page. Now I'm hungry. Okay, so want me to get these posted on the socials. Well, I'm not even gonna ask him this. I'll just say I'll get these put up on socials. Give him a thumbs up. There we go. Oh my God. Okay. Oh my God, now the client's calling me. Okay. Oh, good Lord. Look forward to seeing them. Hold on, boys. I'm gonna have to mute here for a second. Okay, cool. All right. So apparently his Google page doesn't have the right menu prices, which is not like my doing or anything because we don't even have access to it. So I was telling him, I'm like, yeah, we'll get into that tonight because I'm going down there to eat with my family. So I'll talk with him then and get access to that. All right. So hopefully, fingers crossed, this will be the last distraction for the stream. Let's see, Jesus, just mute my phone, man. I'm just gonna mute my phone. It's probably gonna be a terrible idea. I'm probably gonna end up having like my business partners calling me in the middle of it and me just ignoring them. But yeah, we'll see. Let's see. Ooh, he's kind of phone talker. Speakerphone on the chest. Speakerphone on the chest. What? What are you talking about? Speakerphone on the chest? You mean like holding it here? Like, no, just holding my speakerphone. I only use speakerphone when I'm at the house. Also, just so you know, I'm not one of those degenerates that walks around like down the street or like on a public like bus or some shit and I'm like talking on speakerphone. Like, no. But if I'm at the house, I'll turn on speakerphone because I don't like just having to hold it like right here. I mean, I'll do that out in public because I'm, you know, I've got common decency, like, which is apparently something that is just like way too uncommon nowadays. But yeah, always ask for cashews. Dude, my grandfather loves cashews. I'm not big into cashews. I mean, they're good, but no, man, you totally do. No, I'm not one of those guys. No. Well, I mean, I will be on speakerphone right outside my house. So if you count that as public, then sure. But if you knew where I live, it's not exactly public at all. I live in a pretty rural area, so I mean, yeah, like I don't do speakerphone out in public. Unless there's like a reason to, like unless I'm talking with somebody and like I'm with friends and they want to talk to my friends as well, like, you know, like in that situation, yeah, but no, because I don't like that. I don't like just walking by someone out in public and them like shouting and like hearing like a full conversation that should be private. Like it's weird.
In your version of the application. This is something that actually happened to me. I was trying to do something, I think it was with the window layout, and the way that you can move windows around had suddenly changed. This is a problem, because on distros like Arch, you can expect that the latest version is going to be available. But if you ever expect Hyprland to exist anywhere besides a rolling release, you need to make sure people know what version of the documentation they're looking at.
It can be hard to get your big idea started, to write the first lines of code for software that will change the world.
I think one simple phrase describes Hyprland incredibly well. It is the embodiment of doing really cool things before worrying about the fundamentals. So one of the big drivers for using Hyprland is the customization. Not just your typical customization like, hey, you can have different key bindings, or you can configure your monitors. Hey, do you want to have window rules? There's window rules. There's different layouts. You also have things like transparency, blur, drop shadow, which you don't see very often, rounded corners, also don't see very often, even things like anti-aliasing. And you've probably spotted it throughout this video, but animations as well, that work pretty smoothly. So when I open up a window, I get an animation. When I close a window, there's an animation. You might notice there's like a fade in with that as well, and then like fades out the background. I think they look really cool. There's animations swapping between your desktops, and the animations can all be customized as well. So we go to the animations page here. There is, when it eventually loads, you can like customize the animation timings exactly how you want it to look, and you can get rid of the animations altogether if you don't like them. And hey, if you want to, you could even set up things like gesture controls, how many fingers to use for gesture, and all of this fun stuff, which I think is really, really cool.
Yeah,
but the fundamental.
Hold on, that's a big thing there. Okay, like that's something that's overlooked a lot. there's a lot of people with laptops that have good touchpads on them. And if you've got a laptop with a good touchpad, having gestures is kind of a big thing. And like, it is extremely simple to customize your gestures and set them up, even though it's not relevant for me, so I'm not doing it, but I've read it and it's not that difficult to understand how to set up a gesture and do all that stuff. So it's like, that's a really big thing. Like that's big for a lot of people. And it is really nice. They've implemented it very well here. But now let's see what Brody's going to talk about when it comes to the fundamentals.
Tools are rightly fundamental. One of those fundamentals is the way that key bindings work. So usually with a key binding system, first thing you can do is set a mod key used across all of the bindings. Now, there is a thing called main mod, but main mod, I found out, is a completely separate thing. So for all of my bindings, I have to go super. If I wanted to go and switch over to Alt, I would then have to go and manually swap all of them over. Storing that in a variable makes that much simpler. The second thing is usually with a binding system, you can set your mod to be anything you want. Here, all of the mod keys are bound to specific variables. Now, these variables do cover the things that you generally want to be using. So it's not that big of a deal.
Yo,
but I would like the ability to set any mod that I want. But because of the way the mod keys work where they're bound to these variables, if you want to do something like super plus shift like you would write in Sway, it's super shift. Or you want to do super and alt, it's super alt. Now, one thing the documentation does not mention is you actually can put a space here. Why is that not like made very evident in the documentation? And there is this one-off mention of using an underscore. Both of these are much better ways of separating things and should be put forward to the user to make sure they know they're actually available. Now, this issue is going to be addressed in the next version, but until I pointed it out, this comma-separated format wasn't actually comma-separated. So a comma-separated format, you only care about the commas as your delimiter, but it was caring about spaces as part of words. So something like exec with a space here doesn't work because it treats it like space exec, which is not a thing that exists. Now, it's great the dev is going around and quickly addressing these problems, but this is what I mean by it's the embodiment of doing cool things before the fundamentals. Worrying about the fancy animations and cool transitions before worrying about your comma-separated format actually working, or worrying about your mod keys actually being documented so people know how they can properly use them. In the same vein,
he's got a fair point here. Brody does have a fair point. He's got a really fair point. I think the point is no longer relevant, but he does have a good point. Like, yeah. But as somebody who cares a lot about those like nice looking features, I'm glad that they're there. Like, I'm glad that they're there. And I'm also glad that I've apparently been out of the loop long enough to avoid most of these quirks. Like, it's pretty nice. Yellow, just got my new server build. Ooh, nice. Well, hopefully Arch treats you well. I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't. It's been treating me well. But the new Windows Server pricing is just stupid. So moving away from Windows Server for my home lab. Yeah. I don't even know what the pricing is, but I wouldn't be surprised that it's not very friendly. Yeah. I mean, to be honest, like Arch is not normally what you would choose for a server, but I've ran Arch servers before. It's fine. I mean, at least for me, it was. I ran it for like a year and a half, never had any problems, and then just I didn't have any need for it anymore, so I shut it down. But yeah. I was forced to pay $2,000 plus for a license. Yeah, no, I'll pass. That's wild. That's wild.
A lot of the configuration is very developer-centric. The reason why it's using this format is because this is much easier to parse than something more readable like Sway does, for example. And my favorite example of this is the way that colors work. So this right here, this is a color. Now, can you tell me how to read this color? You can probably guess it's a hex value, considering that 0x is at the front. Why you need to have 0x there when you know it's for a color setting, I don't know. That can just be scrapped off and it'd be exactly the same. But what is the order that you actually read the symbols here? Because it's not RGBA. What it is ARGB. I have looked at more software than a good portion of my subscriber base combined, and I have never seen, firstly, ARGB, secondly, this format for a color. My second favorite one is the way that monitor transformations work. So you'll notice here a 3 and a 1. This represents the direction we're going to be flipping the monitor, because I've got 2 vertical monitors here. What does 3 and 1 mean? I don't know. Let's go and check the wiki. So, 3 is WL underscore output underscore transform underscore 270, and then 1 is the same, but 90. Now, from what I've seen, it does not seem like you are able to actually use these variable names. So you have to go and use the number, which is firstly not clear, and secondly, right, why does the documentation say all of this? If you're gonna do it in this dumb way, just say transform 270, or transform flipped, or transform flipped 90. I don't care about this WL output. It does not mean anything to me. But better yet, use the names. Transform 90, transform 180, transform 270. Make it much...
He took that advice, and again, I completely agree with Brody's criticism here. Yeah, well, he's got a very, very fair point.
Clearer. Without even looking at the code, I can almost certainly tell you why it's like this. This in the code is represented as either an enum or a list or some other sort of element which you will look up by using a number. And by taking that number from the config, it will then go and grab what it needs to do from that element and then apply it to the screen. And this is the same reason why your colors are in this format, because you're using some sort of color parser that works in this format, rather than using hash and then the thing like a user would expect. But all that being said, Hyprland is still in hyper development. All of this stuff can still change. There can still be more of a focus on improving the configuration and making it better for the user to actually work with. This is very much beta software, and
I'm going to stop him here because he is very much right, and it has progressed a lot. It has really progressed a lot since this video.
If I wanted to, I could spend all day talking about bugs. You might have noticed that every time I went into a web browser, my cursor was 10 times as big as it should be. Yeah, that just happens. I don't know why it happens. It also happens in random Qt applications. It doesn't happen in GTK. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. And none of these flaws are fundamental architecture flaws. They can absolutely be fixed. And in a couple of years, if Hyprland is still going strong and still being developed and still being stable, I might have to go and recommend it, or I might even have to use it myself. But for right now, I'm going to be sticking with Sway. But I can totally see why someone might get really into...
It's good for him. But I am on Hyprland, and I am enjoying the shit out of it, and I'm not going anywhere. I love it. Let me move my cam down here. Hopefully that's in a half decent place. I don't know. Nope. I'm trying to get it to look right. Spacing. I don't know. Fuck it. That's good. That's good. I have a big boy browser cursor. I'm on XOR. Yeah. I don't know. I don't like massive cursors. I just like a normal size cursor. All right. That's just me. Just a, not too small, but not too big. That's how I like my cursor. So, all right. So now let's go check out Wibar, because we've watched Brody. Now let's check out Wibar. Let's see what we can do with Wibar.
How to sound more confident in your writing.
Really just want to see some videos.
Remove hedging language and be direct. For example,
bye-bye.
In a previous video, we installed Wibar, which is this bar on the top of the screen. And in this video, I will show you how to customize Wibar. I took the default Wibar configuration, modified it a little bit, and this is the result. So I will show you how to do it so that you can create your own Wibar customization.
Oh, perfect.
There are two important files when it comes to Wibar.
Wait, hold on. I have to go use the bathroom. Absolutely. I need to grab me a drink and change shirts because this hoodie is hot. I think every point Brody complained about was addressed within a week. I know pretty, I can't remember if there was one that hasn't been addressed, but yeah, they're definitely all addressed now. That's for damn sure. Or at least every single one that I noticed or can think about, they're all fixed now. Just great. Like, it's absolutely fantastic, man. But so, do you guys want me to like watch this like with you guys, like us customize Wibar for a bit? I'm probably gonna have to go here soon. Yeah, we should probably call it a day here. Yeah, we'll call it a day here, and then I'll set up, customize Wibar, do all of that stuff, and then we'll come back tomorrow and I'll show off the rice I've got, and we'll just hang out, bullshit, just have a good time talking, enjoying, just using Linux. And maybe, who knows, depends on how the night goes. But if I rice Hyprland to a point where I really like, I'm pretty much done with it, I like what I've got and everything, then I guess I'll probably just go ahead and do the reinstall with Btrfs and then pull down all my dot files and everything and then reset it up. But before I forget, before we go, what we need to do is let's do config add .config hyper, and then we're going to go config commit changed config and added what was it, hyper paper, yeah. And then config push, and I gotta go over here and grab me PC word, my PC word. Let me do that. Go over here. Boom. Bada bing. All right. So now my dot file should be updated with that. So there you go. Oh my gosh. I'm really liking Hyprland, man. This is really nice. Glad you're going to use Btrfs. I mean, I've used it in the past. I really like it, but just for simplicity's sake, I normally go with ext4. But I mean, I kind of want to make sure that like I don't lose anything. So kind of do need to make the switch over to Btrfs anyway. But yeah, hope all you guys have a good one. It was good hanging out with all of you. Thank you very, very much, Factory, for coming in, talking, and everyone else for being here and just being awesome, talking, having a good time. Thank you guys. I hope all of you guys have a good one, and I look forward to seeing you later on. I might stream later tonight, setting up ricing, doing stuff, just in case people ask. So if you want to see that, just throw messages in general chat. All right. I'll see you boys.